Thunder Bay, bro. It's literally in the name.
Thunder is not rain. Shame on you.
Yeah, but where there's thunder,
there's usually lightning and 99% chance of rain. We are live, by the way. Here, I'm gonna go to the start screen.
We are live.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go to the start screen. We went right.
Shut up.
But I'm going to the start screen. Shut up.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday, and that means you're tuned into another episode of the Sleeping Giants Gamecast. No nonsense. Let's get into it.
And we're actually live. Are you ready, kids? Yeah. What's up, everybody? This is the Sleeping Giants Gamecast, episode 10. Yeah, we made it to 10.
Yeah.
Woo!
Cheers.
Celebration. Chip, and all that. I'm Sean, TSG Big Time.
Mm-hmm.
Next to me, I
am Axel Haxon, also known as Alex.
LU Radio DJ Kyle down here.
And I am Derek. Hello, everyone.
The mighty Derek.
So,
don't forget. I would just like to say also big props to Skell for setting me up today at her place. So
yes.
You know,
that way that we can have Alex here with us.
I guess.
Yes, because otherwise we wouldn't have him.
No,
because there's a rule that once you miss 2 podcasts, you get murdered.
Okay.
So.
I don't want. I think I want to survive. I think.
So you've already missed your one. You can't miss another.
That's higher than the D&D standard. D&D's, if you miss one, your head's cut off and you're ahead for the rest of the
yeah. I got a brief Kyle on D&D.
In a back.
You'll brief him on Sunday, and you'll tell him that his character is dead, and he's
what is
attached
there
to my
to
belt
brief?
buckle, sucking my farts.
What is there to brief? You know,
you're dead. That's it.
It's like you died.
I took an unfortunate axe
as
to
your
the
character.
head.
There is that.
Interesting.
All right, so this week's special mention, I'm gonna be that guy. It goes to me. Oh, it goes to me.
Yay!
Why is it, Derek?
Finally hit the 50.
Yeah.
On Twitch.
I was going to ask before we went live, but now I know.
Which was which was absolutely awesome. It also so happens to come from another TSG. Just some rando TSG that happened to find me one night while I was playing DVD. It was very odd.
What's their name?
TSG_collateral.
Okay, do you think that they're like just trying to piggyback on us now, or what is this?
Well, yeah. He's got 24.5k followers. I'm pretty sure he's trying to piggyback off our name.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Carried all the way.
Totally.
Backpacked all the way.
I also got followed by not a collateral, but another TSG recently too. Oddly enough.
Yeah, there's I looked it up there. Like when you type in TSG, there actually happens to be a few. Yeah, but so this guy followed me. I told him about you, Sean, because I was like, oh shit, well I know another TSG_big time.
There's like, I know that fag too. He sucks. I'm gonna stay on your stream.
Keep using language like that, and you're not gonna be on any stream, bruh.
Cut, sliced.
It's rated M for mature, bruh.
That's still, I think, pushing it.
Yeah, it is now in the realm of negative.
Whatever. Kick me for life.
You already
All of
kicked
a sudden,
yourself.
He'll just come back under a new name. TSG_Tigbine. Tigbine. And hey, look, Brime Live, it's right around the corner, probably, years away.
I know, they said that like months ago, eh?
You know what? They could brine my ball sack. Okay, that's a
So that, and I don't know if you guys saw, but Grounded released an update, right? I haven't played it yet. I downloaded it. I like how they put it out as a free update. For game on Game Pass and preview.
Game Pass game preview. Oh, it's a free update.
Free update. Oh, thank you.
Do we know if included in it? Anybody?
No, I haven't looked at it yet. I just figured I'd throw it out there for just in case you guys didn't know. Like I said, I haven't loaded it up yet to check it out.
What update was it? Sorry.
Grounded.
It was
free
just
update.
a free
Grounded,
update for
okay.
Grounded. I think it was
Gotcha.
15 gigs when I downloaded it. So
Okay.
And Derek was mocking because they actually specify free update.
yeah,
That's why it's extra.
Well,
it
no
was just
shit.
kind of funny for a game in free
Um,
preview on Game Pass.
I just speaking of updates, I just downloaded the store update, and while it looks better, it runs worse. So I don't know. Like
It's
for
supposed
me,
to
it's
run better on the
chunky.
next gen.
Okay. For me, when you're scrolling through games, it's chunktastic right now. So that's no good.
No,
But
it's
it looks
not.
nicer. It looks nicer. There was always a certain latency with the Xbox dashboard, though. Anyway, wasn't there in a way a certain like chunky movement to it?
It's gotten
Yeah,
better over the years.
It's
but
gotten better. It's not that Windows 8 shite that it was before as
Hey,
far
man.
as
Hey
badness.
man, if you don't know Vista, you don't know shit. Okay.
Wait, you downloaded the new store? Is this rolling out
Yeah.
slowly?
I don't know. I'm in no preview rung, so it should be already there. Like
I
if
have
you
the
go to
option
the store, Did you go to the store today at all, Derek?
It's been out for
That's
a couple
what
weeks
prompts
now.
it. That's what prompts the download.
Huh.
The
You're
store
not
needs an
supposed to
update.
download
it, I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
know,
so.
but we're pretty sure you'll like this or whatever it says.
Maybe it changed and I just didn't. I wasn't paying attention.
You'll notice it's it looks fairly different. Like you'll notice immediately that it's been changed.
Yeah.
No, mine is
Um,
legit still the same.
But
What the hell?
it doesn't force you to update it. For me, anyway, I didn't get forced, but I've seen the download to update it numerous times. I just haven't done it yet. But
Okay.
I read the article on IGN and it showed like the clips of like the next gen dashboard and the store,
Okay.
and they said that was a couple weeks back now, and they said it was rolling out soon. So I'm assuming they're not forcing you into it at this very moment, which is fair.
For me, I didn't know. For me, it just said the store needs an update, and it kind of forced me, like the way an app would, like a Twitch app or something like that.
It's weird.
So.
Like I said, I've seen the option to update it, but I haven't been forced to yet. It's weird.
Right.
You opened the store and okay, whatever. We'll
Yeah,
see
and
what
the
happens.
store bag was even different. Like the icon for it was like more shaded and stuff. But I mean, it's neither here nor there.
It looks like an actual bag now. I'm just checking
exactly.
it right now,
like
quick.
It looks like a freaking bag, actually. They shaded the handle to make it look like 3D and stuff, kind of.
That's what mine looks like, but I feel like the store looks the exact same.
It's like blue and stuff now. It's like navy-ish.
No, mine's still gray. Huh, okay. Well, Microsoft doesn't love me.
No, it doesn't.
Microsoft just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I'll jump into something. This has been near and dear to my heart, if I may. So I got, thanks to Derek not liking Battletoads, I was able, and I'm sure there's something in there that we can talk about, but I just want to say I was able to rope him into Streets of Rogue, which is a all-time favorite of mine that gets like no love, but it's on Game Pass. So we played Streets of Rogue multiplayer for a bit. And I personally love that fucking game. And I just want to say it's 4-player online, and I can't even imagine how 4 players would be in that chaos. Because between Derek and I, we could barely survive any given level on that game. But I've always been advocating for Streets of Rogue, so I mean, if you guys haven't played it, it's fucking cool and weird and different. Like, Derek loads up the character select screen, and Derek, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're like, wait. What? There's a soldier and then there's a hobo class? And you're like, wait, the hobo only comes with whiskey? And I'm like, yep.
It was so good.
Yeah. And it's just classic.
Hobo starts with 1 bottle of whiskey.
That's all he
That's
starts
it.
with,
What
And
more do you really need?
basically, the premise of the game is top-down, moving through roguelike city, and you have to just do 3 quests or 2 quests per level. But every character has like a big quest that they have to do each floor. So for the hobo, it's deposit money in your bank account, and that's how you become like a non-hobo. Is just getting tons of money. But for example, Derek, you were a thief, right? So you had to rob chests in every level, a certain amount of them, right? And then they're like, I was playing as a vampire this morning, and the goal is to find the hidden werewolf and kill him. So everyone has different stuff, but it's a lot of fun and just crazy, and It's hard. We actually had a guy come into the stream, right, Derek? And he's like, I issue a challenge. And his challenge was to turn on certain mutators to the game that made zombies appear in the world and stuff. And it was extremely hard. It was way too hard. Like, we were dead, like, almost instantly every time. But anyway, I just want to give a shout out to Streets of Rogue because it's awesome. I don't think it's for everybody, but it's a cool game. Check it out on Game Pass.
I'd say it's definitely worth the the try. Like, it was enjoyable. I do plan on going back and playing more of it a bit more in depth because we only spent like an hour and a half on it.
Yeah.
It was a surprising amount of fun. Like, even the way that they structure it, like he says, there's you're basically trying to overthrow the mayor of this city, but the city is structured like a tower. So you start off apparently on the slum levels, and then there's like the industrial levels, and then the richer areas. So
I've never made it past industrial without dying, because you die and it's over. Right, it's a roguelike, right? But the thing is, you can do, like, when I was an assassin, Derek. Remember, like, my goal is to kill a certain guy, and it said, oh, if you kill him and someone sees you, you have to kill them too. But as it happened with the zombie thing going, somebody else killed my target. It's like, you completed your quest. I'm like, okay, I guess he died somehow. So there's like AI interaction where, like, sometimes people will kill each other and do crazy shit. It's a good time. And Derek, I just want to say I unlocked the vampire by destroying 20 grave sites. So recommended.
So, if I heard that correctly, Derek did not like Battletoads?
You heard that correctly.
You heard that correctly.
Yeah, why don't you take us there? Take us there, Derek.
So, I mean, we did discuss Battletoads last week, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Maybe just a little brief discussion. Look, the game, objectively, the game looks great. Well done. The writing is hilarious. It had me laugh a few times. I found it, even when I wasn't laughing, I found it funny. Like, it was really, really well written in that sense. But it is not my type of game, right? I knew what Battletoads was. Mm-hmm. I said it at the beginning of my stream when I had started it, is I couldn't remember if I'd ever played a Battletoads. I really couldn't remember. I don't think I had, but if I had, I've completely forgotten about it. Like, I have so many games that I've played in the past. And I knew it was a fighting game. Just basically a beat 'em up. Unfortunately, that's just not my type of game. So for me, after an hour and 58 minutes, I couldn't even give it its full 3 hours, which is what I try to give games during the tryout Tuesdays and such. I couldn't even give it its full 3 hours just because it is not my type of game. Now, maybe with friends, different story.
But that's not an option.
But that's not an option. No. And that actually irked me because I was playing it and I was thinking to myself, I was like, this could be something that, as much as I don't enjoy it, it might be an enjoyable time with friends. It just had a feel of one of those enjoyable co-op games where you just go around, kick the shit out of things, have some laughs, play through the game, and you're more there with your butts in that case. But we'll never know. Or maybe one day we will, but it's definitely not now. And that kind of really that bothered me. I was like, this game should be enjoyed multiplayer, not just couch co-op. I should be able to have been like, when Sean was playing, I should have been able to be like, okay, like I'm going to jump in, let's play together, as opposed to not being able to. So that was, I think that was just the general, for me, the takeaway of it was just, I would definitely give it another shot if online co-op was ever added. But again, that's thank you to Game Pass because it's free. I got to try it, I got to play it, and I know that if online co-op ever were to come, I would play it with people. I'm just not going to play it by myself.
Yeah, I just want to I just want to add to, sorry guys, that I'll be quick. I just want to add to the point of the point of Streets of Rogue is kind of salient in this because Streets of Rogue is much more like there's way more things like presumably going on in the coding, right? Presumably, than Battletoads, and yet that has 4-player online co-op, and Battletoads does not. And we're talking about Tiny Bit Studios or something versus Microsoft Xbox Studios, and that's a mind blower to me. How can you have a Microsoft Studio game and don't put online in there when the game that's arguably more complex in its calculations in Streets of Rogue, a smaller company has online? It's just mind blowing. That's all I say.
It's just a choice.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's just a choice that they made. I suppose they're trying to stick to the nostalgic. They want to. I don't agree with the choice, but they want to stick to that nostalgic feel of playing on the couch. I don't think there's necessarily a good reason why they didn't, but honestly, we've had this conversation about a couple dozen games this generation. It's like we're literally in the future where you can get a game in the future. Well, we're in the now, but I mean, compared to when we grew up on,
we were in the future.
Compared to what we grew up on, you can get, the game comes out at midnight. It's already pre-installed. You can play it almost right away, barring any broken aspects of online or whatever. They work day one, and you're in it, and it's like beamed down from space onto your Xbox, basically. So the fact that we're in that kind of future of digital only and stuff, and there's been so many games that don't have online co-op this generation, is kind of like, I think that's what's bothered me the most about this generation overall.
Yeah, it overall it just does seem like very odd choices, right? Especially with everything moving to online right now. It's kind of weird to look at a game and see like, oh, local multiplayer, like, but yeah. I'd never have friends over. Like, I'd rather game from the comfort of my own home with them in their own home.
Yeah, and even look at like games like the more recent Halos don't even have split screen anymore.
Yeah, and that's not a weird thing. Like, I don't sit there and be like, no split screen in Halo. What? It just that's not the point that we're at. Now.
I just want to say while I'm unmuted here for the brief second I may have that it just blows my mind because we are in the era that it's the opposite way now. I look at no online and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is dead then. Like, this is done. Because we're of the year where we're looking for cross-play online, let alone one system online.
Yeah.
It's like, holy God, man. Like really? So yeah, you're right. That was their choice, but to be completely honest, that was the wrong choice.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I think like any game that has a multiplayer component should just be available online. Especially, I know this game's been in development for a while, so they might not have had a choice in the matter. But like, basically since February, I mean, for us more so March with the whole COVID pandemic and all that. Now more than ever, nobody's going to somebody else's house to sit on the couch and play. And even then, like, other than the one time I'll see you guys in 3 years, we're not going to sit on each other's couches and play with each other either.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, so it sucks. And even a lot of people who loved the game and gave it really good reviews are like, it is kind of hard to play by yourself because it's meant to be a game that you should play with people. And I remember playing the original one with people. I mean, I probably beat it by myself too, but that was a different time.
Yeah, and you'll know, right? There are just some parts where you're fighting and you're kind of like, this feels like it was designed to have 2 or more people in this fight. Like when they're spawning like 4 of those like weird popcorn boxes that shoot at you in the 4 corners of the level.
Yeah.
And you only have 2 gumballs to stop them, plus those electrical glass head things like zapping the water. You're kind of like, I felt like I was stuck between literally like a rock and a hard place. I was like, but
it's surprisingly involved.
Yeah, it is. And it just feels like it was more designed. Those types of fights were more designed for multiple people as opposed to one person. Just, this character gets KO'd. Okay. The next one works in. Like, it's just kind of like an endless, like, switching over of characters, which kind of took away some of the enjoyment for me too. Yeah, but no, overall the game is great. It's just, again, it's not my style for something that I'd play single player.
I haven't I haven't played anything new this week yet, but I did install Tell Me Why and Wasteland
out.
3. So Alex might be
Yeah.
able to tell me more about Wasteland 3 after. But
Absolutely, yeah.
I've been playing. We talked about it last week, but I'm just going to reiterate again. I played a little more, or a lot more, actually. Undermine. And this
Dang.
game is fantastic. If
It really is, right?
It really is good. Eh?
Undermine is fantastic. So
Yeah.
put some time.
The
into
loop
that
is
game.
addicting too. Like it. Oh man. Like
It's
just even upgrading my gold sack so I lose less gold. I'm like, let's go.
It is
Let's
addictive,
go.
yes. And then
Give
you
me the
upgrade
gold
your
sack.
things, and then you unlock the town maps and the fast travels. And
I
And then
just
part of-
got the $1,200. Sorry to interrupt. I apologize.
go ahead.
But I just got the $1,200. What the hell are those blobby guys? The stealing guys. What are they called?
First,
Pilfer. I got the
I hate
Pilfer
pilfers.
reward program.
I got that like the first day, bro.
Yeah, you got it the first day too. I know. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna let her cool down here.
I'm just saying it's a fantastic game, and it's a really good like roguelike. And we talked about it last week, so I'm not going to talk about it much. But go play it; it's really good. I've made
Go
it
play
to a
it.
farther world, and it's I don't know how long it'll last. It seems like part of me when I see like the items and stuff, I'm like, man, this has got to come to an end soon. But
Yeah.
then I see like 20 pets, and I only have one, for example. So
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
the
I don't know.
canary stuff and all that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
feel I haven't looked to see how many worlds there are. I mean, officially, I guess I'm only in the second world, but it's also like somewhat procedurally generated, right? Like it changes every time you go in. So
I like at base. I think if it's 4 levels per world.
May I mention?
I got to the other mine, which is I think after the 3rd boss is where
Oh
I'm
wow,
at
you guys
right
are way
now.
farther than me. Holy shit.
Yo, I absolutely love that game. Like, so
Yeah.
thank you again for having brought it up because holy
Well,
shit, it is a great game.
Yeah, like, and I saw, like I said before in the previous, I think it was like 3 episodes ago. I just saw these stars, 5 stars coming pouring in, and I just want to reiterate, when you see the games that are reviewed on Xbox, and granted it's one ecosystem, but always the Game Pass games are pushing like 40 reviews the first week, 60 reviews. You know what I mean? So it's obviously proof that if you want exposure, you get out on Game Pass. Yes, I know, and it works. And
I did question that about one thing though, because when I was playing Battletoads, it's maybe the wrong question to ask. Maybe Battletoads just isn't for everyone, or I don't know. But as I was playing through the game, like I think once I got to the second world, like tons of the achievements were rare achievements. So I was like, are people just not that good at this game, or do not that many people play this game, or did this game turn a lot of people off? But then at the same time, like I see tons of people talking about it and playing it, so I don't know. But I feel that a lot about Xbox. There's a lot of times where I'm playing games that I would expect not to be a rare achievement, and they are. It's strange. So
well, a lot of people, I think, don't achievement hunt as much as they used to, or don't go out of their way to get certain things anymore. Like,
yeah, but one of them was for 20 near misses in that bike level, right?
Nobody cares about the kitten outside. The kitten outside can eat the mice. Feed the whole neighborhood, huh? Feed the whole neighborhood. What are we, huh?
Just leave the door open.
What are
Soup
they?
kitchen?
What are they?
Just fucking air condition the outside while you're at it.
Oh no! Oh no!
What?
Oh, I just say, what are they, Elliot? Which is the Alicia's daughter, and she just spiked her toe into the ground so hard.
So she agrees.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
yeah, tell me why it came out. I'm looking forward to play that. I think that got like on average like 7s. And Wasteland 3, Alex, maybe you can talk about it a little bit, but that looks cool.
I can. Would you like me to?
You played it, so pitch us on this game.
First of all, I just want to rattle off 2 quick other things. So I played Peaky Blinders Mastermind. Played that. It came out maybe a week ago now. Finally got into it. So it's actually interesting. It's an overhead view, like time manipulation tactical game. So what that means is you're controlling guys with different abilities, and you have to make it all pop off perfectly within a time span. So, for example, like I'm trying to get a guy to pull a lever so I can go into a stash of alcohol and get it and steal it before anybody notices. So to do that, I have to like control the guy behind the lever, get him to do it, then rewind time so he's doing it, and then I'm doing it. It actually kind of got addicting. So it was one of the first times I beat the first level, and it was like, congratulations, beat the first level, blah, blah, blah. You got silver time. And I went and redid it right away because I'm like, well, I could do way more than 10 minutes. So then I went and did it in 3 minutes, and I did that right after. So that felt rewarding. But let me just skip towards Wasteland 3 because I don't know how much time I have before I mute here. Wasteland 3 is awesome, okay? It is humorous. It is awesome tactical combat. I'm playing it on Ranger difficulty, which is the second hardest because I wanted like it to be a little unforgiving, and it certainly is that. There's co-op, so if you want to play it like with another person, you can, because you have to make 2 characters, much like Divinity, Sean, actually. So that would be a lot of fun, probably. As it was for me, I just made myself and Alicia in the game. So I created our own characters, and so I took like a sniper class, and she said I want to hit people with a giant hammer. So I was like, okay, I'll give you brawler, and then so we were figuring that out. But interesting moment is that it can be really hard. Like I was stuck on one of the first fights. I couldn't beat it. There's like 5 dudes. And the fight before that, I actually launched a cannon at Skell, which is Alicia's character, and I didn't realize it was friendly fire, and I basically shattered her wrist, and I had no way to fix it. So she was missing every melee hit until I could get her to a doctor. So it was like almost impossible. But it's got good humor, it's got a good story, it's got good graphics and good tactical gameplay. And I got to give it to it. I can't wait to put more time into it, for sure. Like I'm really interested in what it has going on, and for that to be a Game Pass game, my God! If you're a tactical game player, like if you can play XCOM, man, that's slam dunk. That saved you $80 because like you would want to be buying this game. I would think, you know. So it seems awesome so far. There's definitely choices that like it said, extreme choices that will matter. I already encountered one of those where it was like, how do you approach a situation? I did it one way, and I didn't know it was going to matter, but it was spoken about after. Like, gee, I really wouldn't have done that if I were you, because now we're gonna have a problem. I was like, well, I was only trying to like not fuck shit up, and it was like, well, you done fucked it up in a different way. And I'm like, oh god, this is gonna come back. And sure enough, the person I let live ratted me out and caused this huge fight that wasn't gonna otherwise be there. So, and I haven't played it back to see how that works out. But I know that the reviews I watched said the choices you make can matter in the extreme. So to have a good, solid tactical game, 2 thumbs up, or 2 thumbs.
So, I played a couple interesting things this week. I finally got around to playing Shenmue 3. And I had played the first 2, and I'm like, okay. The third one came out for the PlayStation 4 like last year, and I finally decided, you know what, I'm going to play it.
It's on Game Pass free, yeah.
Shenmue 3,
2 and 3,
1 and 2. 3 is not even on Xbox.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2 only. Yeah,
oh, my bad.
It's 1 and 2. 3 is a PlayStation 1 still.
3, that's nuts. I didn't realize you were going to do that. Cool.
Yeah, so Shenmue 3. And if it was on Game Pass, that's the only way I would suggest it, because god damn, I wish I could buy that. Okay, let me explain something to you. Shenmue 1 and 2, if you haven't played them, Shenmue 1 anyway, was a classic Dreamcast game. It was great for the time, and it was the precursor to a lot of open world walking around games, particularly the Yakuza series, which is one of my favorite franchises. But it was very dull going back. Now Shenmue 3, I'm thinking, okay, this is, since 2 came out on the original Xbox, it's been about 15 to 20 years since then. 15 years, I think. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. I said Yakuza's come out since then to kind of like perfect the way that this open world stuff goes. It was barely like a spit shine on the graphical quality of like number 2, and the story and the way they talk and just and the combat is so bad. It's worse than the old 2. And my God. So I have nothing really good to say about that game.
Can I ask you though, because Shenmue was so bad it was good. Is this not so bad it's good?
I sort of, but I would have expected them to hammer out some things. Like I said, with having like 15 years between 2 and 3, I would have expected them to learn from Yakuza and other things that followed in their footsteps to at least perfect maybe one aspect of the game. Like fix the combat if you're going to keep the rest of the stuff as like comical ha stuff. To be fair though, the guy that creates the series, the franchise creator, says, and he's always said, he never plays video games. He's never played video games. He just makes
that's your problem right there.
So the creator of the Shenmue franchise does not play video games. And sometimes you can tell. The other 2 games. Oh no, continue.
No, I'm sorry. I try to get words in because I know I have to mute soon. But can you confirm or deny? Because I remember watching it a long time ago on PC. They were saying the guy not only doesn't know how video games are supposed to work, he doesn't know how people actually talk either. Because the way they approach things is like horrific.
Yeah, based on the way they interact with each other, it's like the main character Ryo. It's pretty much just like he'll walk outside of a house and he'll go talk to someone, and it's like, I need to find out who killed my father. Was it you? And then there's a big long pause, and then all of a sudden no, but I can tell you where to find that person, and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Was it you? Yeah, as if you'd approach your dad's killer like that.
Bro, I flat out don't see a problem with that approach. I do that to strangers all the time, and there's always one of them that can point me in the right direction. That makes plenty of sense.
And then Shenmue 3, after 15 years of waiting to confront, like in time, I don't remember what the distance is in time, like actual time that's passed since the first and third game. But after all this time where he's literally trained to become like a kung fu master, he finally confronts his dad's killer. And
did he look deep into his heart?
Yes, exactly. No, it was garbage. It was garbage.
It sounds like they ripped off my life here. I've been training 15 years to become a kung fu master to confront my father's killer. What is going on?
The other 2 games I played were games I picked up when the Xbox had that game Ultimate sale. And one of them was Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, which I like the Sniper Elite franchise.
Yeah, I have that game too, Kyle. Yeah.
The Ghost Warrior franchise was always something that I was like, But I saw Russian Badger do some stuff with Ghost Warrior Contracts, so I was like, oh, it looks okay, and it's $20.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. I'm glad that unlike in Sniper Elite, where it's just like you get that red reticle when you zoom in, and then bang, you can pop someone's skull right away, that you actually have to account for the wind, even on just normal difficulty. I can imagine it being even worse in the other ones, but like you have to be on the ball with how you play it through. You also have to. It takes the hitman.
You haven't landed a single shot.
No, fucking hell!
You have to be on the ball in Wonderlands.
The ball in one.
Well played. This is now an internal meme where we have to get this name in here every episode. They're gonna sponsor us by the end.
Oh, no.
Your game's so trash.
$10 million. We can't take it. You know that.
They say any publicity is good publicity, right?
They do, man.
That's true. It takes the Hitman approach of giving you like, here's a billion challenges and here's a billion contracts that you need to do in this one level. You can do them, or you can replay the level and do it again just to finish them all, which is pretty neat. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. It's not really. It's okay. I'm glad I only paid $20 for it. The other one, though, I'm so disappointed. Like Shenmue, I kind of expected it to be like the original 2, which is, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. It was good, but that's not really there's not really a whole lot to say about it. I still like the Elite franchise more. But Rocket Knight was so disappointing. It was a 360 game, but it was on sale in the Ultimates. Rocket Knight was so disappointing to me that it hurt, because one of my favorite, I had a Sega Genesis when I was a kid, and I had one of my first or second game. Yeah, my first game after Sonic was Rocket Knight Adventures, and you are a possum that has like knight armor and like a jetpack, and it was probably one of the most fun side scrollers that I could think of, because you had all like there was tons of like really cool enemies and really cool like designs and bosses, and there was flying levels, and there was just it was all sorts of cool. In this, you are basically like a budget looking Crash Bandicoot. Like, you look fucking horrendous. He goes to put on his knight's armor, and I'm just like, this is disappointing just immediately. And then every enemy is a generic wolf instead of being like creative. And when I got to the flying level, I'm like, these aren't even nearly as interesting as the flying levels in the original one. I was thinking, how can a 16-bit game be a billion times better than something that they put out on the 360? Like, I'm taking it probably because Konami didn't care about making games at this point. Like, it was a 360 game, but at that point, they like, because if anything, Castlevania shows that they really didn't care by that point. And the fact that we didn't get Silent Hill. But yeah, no, disappointing. Rocket Knight. Yeah, it was sad to see a franchise I like just.
That's a shame. Any others? Was that it?
No, those three. I mean, there was some other stuff, but that was just like, typical games that I played with everybody else.
Do you have any other games to talk about?
Oh, well,
what type of game is it?
So Shenmue 3 is just like Shenmue 3 is an open world, like you just basically walk around, train your kung fu a little bit better, talk to the villagers in this Chinese village, try and find your dad's killer. It's a story-based game, but it's got a little bit of an open world to it.
Isn't it a bit like those, like, not your choose your own adventure games, but like akin to like King's Quest or even like The Walking Dead? I mean, it's a little more detailed than The Walking Dead, but it's basically like a walk around and you click on things and talk to people. No, like
the easiest thing I can make a comparison to is Yakuza, and if you've never played it, then it's hard to make that comparison. But think of it as there's an open world. This is a smaller open world. When I say that you can say go to the restaurants, or you can go to the gambling places, or you can go to the fruit stands. It's in like rural China that it takes place, and you can talk to the people there, work on your kung fu, work on different things, and then eventually you have to confront bosses and sorts of things like that. It's really hard for me to go, this was great, because having played Yakuza, it's so disappointing. Like, I thought that they would have learned something between those two games, but it's basically a beat 'em up, but not really. Like, it's an open world kind of beat 'em up is what the Yakuza and Shenmue franchises are. It's just Shenmue's really bad. Really bad.
Thank you. You've made this make sense. Interesting.
Yeah.
More
Well,
interesting.
actually, you know what? Hey, if the Shenmue 1 and 2 are still on Game Pass,
They are.
I'd
I'm pretty sure.
I'd say try that just to give at
Yeah,
least.
Yeah, they're
'cause
barely different. They're barely different. So
they are barely different. It's just one is garbage and one is amazing. Well, yeah, my
It's
recommendation if
amazing
you're gonna
in the
go
way
on
that
Game
it
Pass.
sucks, though.
What?
I'm saying it's amazing in the way that it actually is kind of trash but campy and kind of neat.
Yeah, it does have that. It does have that little bit of a feel to it. Like it's
Deadly
trash, but
Premonition?
in a funny way. Yeah. Yes, like Deadly Premonition 1. Shenmue 1 and 2 aren't on Game Pass anymore, Sean.
They're not. Oh,
They are not. I just
had
checked.
installed them.
Oh,
But
they
yeah,
got pulled? Damn.
but Yakuza 0, 1, and 2 are on there, so I would suggest playing those if you haven't.
Did you have any other games to talk about, Derek?
No.
No.
No?
I did.
What
have,
about that? What about that one we were all going to discuss?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh, yes.
Let's
Okay.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. All right.
Let's
Let me
do
just,
it, boys.
let me just put down my notes here first.
So dark. In there, had the light on.
Absolute fucking garbo. All right, we've had our discussion. Excellent. We may move on. Avengers has been discussed.
Oh yeah, we did all play Avengers, eh?
We
We
did
did.
all play Avengers. That's how much that game meant to me that I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
All right, so who wants to open the topic of discussion? I would, but you all know what I'm going to say, so I'll save that for
I
when
fell
some
asleep during
other.
the tutorial because it's
Did
trash.
you?
Did? Okay, so I'm not alone on this one.
No,
Okay,
I think I'm alone. Actually,
I'll give a fair full descript, okay? I didn't fall asleep. I was falling asleep. They do a lot of things right, but a lot of things wrong. Like, I felt like the story beats in the tutorial phase were kind of cool. Like, the players looked right. The graphics looked nice. They all kind of played differently enough that it seemed like it could have been really cool. But then I just kept encountering the same enemies. And even with these cool abilities, they didn't feel particularly difficult or fun to fight. So it'd be like playing a Mortal Kombat game where every character is different, but your bosses all just go down super easily. Like, you blow them over with like a gust of wind, you know, and they fly over. Like, and there's no point in using their special abilities. Like I said, I thought it looked nice and I had like a nice pacing, but I didn't even make it out of the tutorial phase because it just felt too samey going through that. And we know that this is a game as a service game going the Destiny route. And I watched a lot of guys play the beta on PS4 a couple weeks ago, and they were streaming for a few hours, and they all basically said that all you're doing is like these 4 same missions. Like, one is a hollow fucking room. You're in a fucking box. I'm assuming you guys didn't play multiplayer online with each other, but if you go on the quest, you have like the hollow room or whatever, and it's basically just waves of enemies. Waves of these same stupid fucking... Sorry. These stupid... boring. I'm trying to be PG because Kyle doesn't want me to swear. These stupid boring.
Hey, there's a
enemies
difference between swearing
no
and
skills.
the other thing.
Swear and slur, bro.
Anyway,
You can swear if you want.
the same enemies that weren't fun to fight, and then they did the same thing in other levels. And like, oh well, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, you're in a giant, kind of looked like Anthem. They're in like a big open forest area with like a couple of random trees scattered about. And oh, it's cool because, you know, the Hulk can climb those trees, or Thor can fly through the level, and I can see how that stuff can be kind of fun, but I think it'll get really old really fast. I'm not buying that game. And in fact, I received them at my store today. We logged them today, and I got like 8 PS4 versions and 15 Xbox versions is what we were charged. But there was a 16th one in that box that I could have illegally stolen, and nobody would have been the wiser. And I didn't even fucking do that because that's how much I don't care about that game.
Oh, you should care about your job more than that.
Because you're an honest person. Wink,
Because you are a good person
No,
and you would never do that.
the bill that I have been charged, that our store has been charged, it says this. We then log what they charge us. If they sent us the wrong amount over, that feels like their problem, not mine.
It's still called theft, bro.
Not for my company, technically. I'm stealing from them. But anyway, I would have done it anyway. But I was just
paid for. It's lost.
Yeah, exactly. Like I paid for what I got. I didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Same thing when we receive deliveries in any business. If you order 10 boxes of romaine lettuce and you get an 11th, you're like, "Oh, free box of lettuce, baby!"
Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone about this. And then the boss calls and says, "Hey, we got extra lettuce. Do you want a bag of lettuce?" Like, I'm using lettuce.
When you ask for a baker's dozen of donuts, you're getting that one taste tester free. But if they don't actually give you that, are you really technically?
That's true.
Are they stealing it from you? No. But anyway, it's the
In
game.
that case, yes, they are.
I like how
I think I've told this story before, but I hate it that Tim Hortons does not know what a freaking baker's dozen is. This really bothers me.
Clue.
This
How do
really
they not know what a
freaking bothers me.
baker's dozen is?
This is
they are a
totally,
donut place.
totally off topic, but they're not a donut place, technically. It's a freaking ex-crappy hockey player from Ontario, and his family butchered...
Tim Hortons actually good.
His family has taken the thing, and then they made a franchise out of it and completely bastardized his name by making a shitty coffee shop after his name to make money off of him.
Well,
And they don't even know what a baker's dozen is.
They
on,
sold
man.
it to a Brazilian holding company, I believe.
I believe
It's
so,
not
yeah.
even Canadian owned anymore.
It is not. My opinions on the Avengers.
I didn't finish yet, Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Don't fucking interrupt me next time. You wait your turn, bro.
I-
But no, I'm pretty much done though. But I, really, like I said, there were some cool things that I saw. But overall, my fears for the game are it's generic, just like Anthem. I still say that Destiny, for all its pros and cons, it does this kind of style game the best, and everyone should learn from Destiny. There is no type of raids like what Destiny has. Okay? Division does not have raids like the Destiny. Fucking Anthem is just trash, made by BioWare, and this game is also just trash. It feels like it's just trash. Will it one day get better? Maybe. But it's like playing Lego fucking Batman, bro. It takes no skill. It's skillless.
Don't
made
knock
for
on the
children.
Lego games,
This
bruh.
is clearly marketed to children who can play through a game, and that's fine. But don't give me like they should have better. Like at the same time, gamers span all ages. Give something better. You know, they should more sustenance. Stop shoving like, oh, we're gonna take your favorite franchise, an awesome movie franchise that they've done really well with, a great comic book series, and just put these characters in the game and make it seem like it's cool, and then shit all over it by giving you stupid, dumb gameplay that's just not. It's like it was so fun on a basic level. I would rather go play a Lego game than I would play Avengers.
Oh, the Lego games are good though.
Oh my god!
The Lego games have puzzles.
The Lego
at least
games
to
are
solve.
great.
The Lego games have puzzles to solve.
Bro, okay.
Can I be the middleman here, Alex?
Sure, and then you can go to
Okay.
me with your dick suck, man. But not really, but yes.
Okay. So I'm like
the middle
I-
man. No one
I
likes him,
knew-
and he tries to appease everyone.
I knew Derek and Sean's opinions were relatively similar about it. I'm the middleman because I kind of know how Alex feels, and that I'm totally like I would pick it up, but on like a $29.99 sale probably.
No.
And by that
Feel free
point,
to
it's
play
already.
for me to play it.
And
Fair
after
enough.
that point, it'll already be like a year or so into like the whole games as a service thing before it hits 29.
Ubisoft drops money quick, right? Drops price quick. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but this is Square Enix. Square
Oh,
Enix
Square
doesn't
Enix,
like
right.
to drop.
My
Square
bad.
Enix doesn't like to
Sorry.
drop money quick at all.
Yeah, you're
Fuck.
right. You're right. My bad.
I'm waiting for a sale on the Kingdom Hearts expansion, and that's taken for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a generic beat 'em up. The characters, like Sean said, looked good. I kind of wish that they didn't put them in the. I know that they put them in the MCU costumes to kind of appeal to the masses. But if you're not going to make them, if you're not going to bother to work with Disney to get the likenesses to Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr.
That doesn't
or,
bother me though, because you know what?
Doesn't bother
Those
me
characters, those characters are that people know now are only brand new to these young kids
Yeah.
who've never read a fucking comic book.
Exactly.
These guys have been around since like the 50s and 60s, since
like
the
Captain America
Marvel's been
doesn't
around.
Look like Chris Evans.
So
Chris
to
Evans
me,
tried
to
look like
me,
Captain
that
America.
doesn't bother me. I don't even mind. And if you're a fan of comic books, which you are,
Yeah.
you should know that even the same universe over the years, you have 4 different artists doing 4 different spin-offs of the same thing. They don't draw them the same. They don't tell the story the same.
True.
And that's
But-
fine.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's totally fine. But don't use the MCU costumes is kind of where I was getting at, because
But
you're
you can
gonna
change different costumes though, right? So like
you can down the road, which is good because like, but immediately upon seeing Steve Rogers, I was like, okay, that's a Steve Rogers that anybody would draw. Any of the guys who've drawn Steve Rogers over the years, I said, but that MCU costume is just like, it screams this has to be Chris Evans at that point. So I was like, okay, that kind of throws me. But I've seen so many cool Steve Rogers costumes in the Marvel comics over the years that they could have just gone with any of those and it would have been cool. Anyways, that's just a side thing. I'm glad that they have the whole gear stuff, though the ones that they put in, and this is kind of always what worries me with gears, with looter shooter kind of stuff. When I got different gear when I was Camilla Khan, Miss Marvel, and it was like, here's some new bands for your arms. Here's the new chest thing. And they're just like, they haven't changed her look at all. They did absolutely like, it's like, here's new bands. And I'm expecting them to change like color or be like different, but they still looked the same, the exact same. And I'm waiting for them to be like, oh yeah, they have to be of purple rareness or yellow redness, or sorry, orange redness to be legendary or whatever, for them to change to be good or whatever, to change their look or
Because
whatever.
they don't want the upgrades to change your look. They want you to shell out money to change your look.
That's what it'll be, yeah, for sure.
And this is just, I'm going to sidetrack you for a second. I apologize, but this is something that bothers me also with this generation, along with the no online co-op for a lot of games. Is any game where you're customizing. Final fucking Fantasy 7 and 9 had visible differences when you equipped different weapons and armor and stuff like that. You actually noticed, and it was so freaking cool. Why in 2020 is this not the case? I understand, like Derek said exactly why. Yes, but they can still sell sweet premium costumes and still be able to customize your gear. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
plus
I would.
this game, you're playing as the Avengers, but you're supposed to be able to customize your experience. It's supposed to be like your version of that Avenger kind of thing, right? Because otherwise, it would be weird to have like 4 Captain Americas flying around that look exactly the same. So the fact that they don't have that is also a bad choice. But many games make that terrible choice. Continue.
So the actual moves that the characters pulled off, I really liked. Like how Black Widow, her invisible thing, her grappling. She was probably one of my favorite characters. Her and Thor, I think, were my 2 favorite characters.
The combat system felt nice, but the
combat
enemies we were
felt
fighting
nice.
are fucking dumb
Yeah,
as hell.
They were all robot kind of generic enemies, but and even Abomination, he was kind of like, I guess they were just throwing in a villain to be as big as the Hulk. But the combat was okay. Like I said, I'd get it, but on a $29.99 ish price, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. Is why I'm at that price range. Like, I'd get it, but it'd have to be really cheap. I'm not paying $79 on full launch for it.
To be clear, I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just I had very low standards going into this. I was like, this looks kind of cool. When it first was announced, I was like, this could be really cool.
Yeah.
And then as it went on, I'm like, no. And then I saw like the PS4 beta playthroughs. I'm like, man, this looks really cool. And we played it all. I'm sure Derek will say it looked pretty cool. And even the combat at some level was fun, but it wasn't. Like, it was just boring. Like, it was like basically just pressing buttons to press buttons. Maybe down the line, if they somehow make it that the characters are so different too, in that, like, the characters are more different in a sense that even more different than like Destiny's class systems and how they play. But then it leads to nothing. It leads to nothing. There's no good raids. There's no good strikes. There's no way of what's the plan of playing 4-player co-op? Because it literally is, as you said, a beat 'em up. Like, it almost feels like there's no point to that depth of the combat system. And maybe that's just how it played, like how it played in the beta, and it made him being too harsh. But I'm pretty sure that the reviews aren't going to be that great, and they're all going to say the same thing. This just feels bland and generic all around, unless there's some sort of crazy raid mode that has 4-player co-op that utilizes the different abilities together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if you're a fan of the movies too, you have the fucking. Can you even do that in this game? I don't think so. Can you even use like the Hulk punches Captain America's shield or whatever and do like co-op attacks? Is that even a thing in this game?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
I don't know.
Like there's so many things that they seem to have not done to add it extra, to make it extra like mediocre and boring.
True. And before Alex goes, and I know he wants to talk about this a lot, the one thing I do have to say is Sony with their owning of Spider-Man and Sony only having Spider-Man in their version of the Avengers game, whereas Microsoft is not getting Spider-Man, is gonna hurt. Like it does not gonna help the sales across either platform, because I don't think it'll be helpful for the PC. The PC and Xbox people won't want to pick it up, because if they're a Spider-Man fan, they're not gonna want to pick it up. And that also includes like if down the road they wanted to put Spider-Gwen or Venom or Silk or Spider-Woman in, because these all play into the whole story. So like, because they're all owned by Sony.
Technically speaking, by the way, Sony doesn't own Spider-Man, just to be clear. Don't spread false information. They don't own Spider-Man. If Disney wants to put it on Xbox, Disney will put it on Xbox. It's Sony has a certain like I think it's known as like a likeness deal or whatever, that they have the prime. It's kind of like how EA has the Star Wars rights, but other people can make Star Wars games should they want to let them. That's how it is. Like, Sony is not like, it's just that Sony obviously was so like ingrained to like with the PS3, the Spider-Man fucking the PS3 console. Way back in the day? Or was it PS2?
PS2,
yeah. So they have like that whole like deal there, but it's not like
they bought his movie rights.
It's not owned by them, right? So like they
bought his movie rights, and I don't know about the game situation, but they did buy.
Microsoft wanted to go to Disney and make a Spider-Man game, Sony has no say in it. Sony has no say in it.
Are you sure?
That's all. Positive.
That's something I want to look into.
Marvel is owned by Disney. And Disney
I know Marvel is owned by Disney, but Sony owns.
It has to do with the likeness of the movies,
licensing rights.
The licensing.
Sony doesn't own anything. Like Sean says, Marvel owns it. Sony basically, in a sense, leases.
Like an exclusivity deal.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I don't even think it's I think it's based, like Kyle said, based on the mainline movies more so. Like I said, if Microsoft wanted to make like a spin-off Spider-Man game that had nothing to do with that aspect of the universe, they would be going to Disney and Marvel, and they would, like Sony, I mean, maybe Sony, because they're so close-knit, they can be like, well, I don't want them doing that, and they'll try to like clock block them, but they don't own the rights. Like, legally, Sony can't stop somebody from making a Spider-Man game unless it's based on the ones that they have the right to.
Okay, so it is movies. It's just movies. So, but so far it's looking like, I just looked it up. It is movie rights right now.
Yeah. Overall, it's a good thing that the game sucks, because this would be, for the people who were Spider-Man fans on other consoles, already said they're not going to buy the game. So I'm happy for them that the game sucks. They're not going to miss out on it. And
okay,
also,
Alex.
That's not even the only exclusivity deal, by the way. This is super shady with Square Enix and stuff. Like, there's people were cracking the game. There's like fucking Verizon and like every phone company. Like, if you have like their own exclusive like skins or exclusive characters.
Verizon and Telus have Verizon and Telus have Verizon and Telus or Verizon and T-Mobile have their own skin packs in the game. Yeah.
All right, that's enough for me. Go ahead,
Alex.
All right, so this game's gonna review bad. This game's gonna review mediocre. This game's gonna get a 6.
Yes.
Okay? I firmly believe it's gonna get a 6. It could get less. Okay, I know that because the sad thing is what I saw and liked in the beta, which was the characterizations and the feeling of like being in the movie at certain points. That doesn't even hold up across the whole game. We already know that, right? That's like you read any preview and you already know that it sort of devolves into an even less interesting beat 'em up. But I'm of the thing, and I talked to Sean, and Sean agreed with me on this, and maybe he changed his tune, but I think he didn't because he already said something to this effect. But like, I found myself smiling a ton because there's like moments in like the cutscenes and stuff, which it feels just like you're watching the movie, and then you get to also play. And then I looked at the skill trees and I was like, okay, I'm into this. There's all this RPG stuff. I'm into it. One thing that I was concerned about though, Kyle, you mentioned the gear didn't change how you look. Now I played as Hulk and got the gear. I'm like, okay, well maybe it's because he goes like under his skin or whatever. But you just confirmed for me that it doesn't change even if it's external to the body, right?
Yeah, like Camilla Khan stuff didn't change, no.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. Now, so I know the game is going to be received kind of mediocre to bad. Why did I like the game? Because I actually grew up with these SNES superhero beat 'em ups, like Captain America and the Avengers, SNES. Played the dick off of that thing. There's X-Men games, played the dick off of them. Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage, played the dick off of it. So I guess what I'm saying is this. Every one of us has played those games. I wouldn't mind going back to that time just for a bit of time a week. And one that looks this good and plays pretty similar to those things but looks good and sounds good. I'm in. Like I'm in on that level. I'm in like for a couple hours a week. And that's it. It's not going to take my life, but by the end of it, it's going to be, I would think, worth at least $50 of the 80 I spent. I would think because I'm willing to go back to that. I'm willing to beat the hell out of some Goonies with some superheroes, and I just hope that they're able to carry that vibe from the initial start that I enjoyed and smiled about, like the back and forth, this and that, like when Hulk getting shot by lasers and the chick's like, what do I do? And he's like, run. And she's like, what? And he's like, run. And like just yelled as he turned. And I'm like, yeah. And then I picked up a dude and threw him against the wall and he shattered everywhere because he's a robot. And I was like, yeah, let's go. But the problem is this. Sean's right. They're extremely different, the characters. And the initial spot does a decent job of getting those characters' differences magnified. But we already know that also isn't the case, right? For the longevity of the entire experience. So what we're going to end up getting is every character has an AoE, every character has a jump attack, every character has this and that. It's going to be unfortunate. But for those sweet, sweet kernels of actual movie vibe, and then knowing I'm willing to just go back to a game that used to just be a side-scroller punching 2D guys, and it was awesome, I'm willing to just like put the judgments aside and be like, I want to fucking fuck some shit up as a superhero. And I would much rather do that than shoot things in Destiny with an equally uninteresting class system, with an equally vague ass, like there's vague ass elements of you're just shooting guys. That's all you're gonna do, right? But yeah, the raids I didn't experience, whatever. Can't speak to these raids. But I will say I'm willing to put the flaws in their spot. The game's going to review badly. People that wanted to change their life aren't going to get what they want. Right, Elliot? I know it's sad. It's so sad. It should have been so much better. But it should have been so much better, babe. I agree. I so agree with you. But you guys are all right, okay? But I'm going to put it aside because I want to fucking punch somebody in the head as Hulk. That's what I want to do. And the game's going to let me do it. And then I get to level up. And then get some cool movie vibes and be Iron Man too and Captain America and hell yeah, let's go. Like I'm in, but I'm in on a simpleton level, which is why I came to that party chat and I'm like, am I a simpleton? And Shane's like, absolutely. And Derek's like, yes, 100%.
I remember that, yeah.
State, yes, you are. And I'm okay with that. Like I accept that that's what the game is. And I'm just like, I'll give you my $80 because I want to be a simpleton like when I was 6 years old.
other than the Hulk thing that you're talking about, I couldn't disagree with you more than I'm going to disagree with you right now.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Because the original, like, you're talking about the beat 'em up games, like, those are
Captain
better
America.
games than this game.
Oh, they're not. They're
like, go back and
trash.
play those games.
They are trash.
Go play the Marvel. Go play the Marvel Lego
really
game.
bad.
The Marvel Lego game is better than this game.
It's
Like,
so not.
this game
They're
is
the same.
like, the thing is that the characters and the fighting, like I said, look good and it plays nice. Like, I enjoy that. But you're basically doing nothing in an empty area. Anthem was awesome
in
fight.
the SNES games.
Yes, but
Nothing in
there was
empty areas.
there was more variation in the backdrops and the levels you're playing in and the enemies. Go play Maximum Carnage.
No, come on. Did you
Yeah.
play the same game?
Wait,
where you're side-scrolling, flying through space, like
Bro,
shooting
are we-
every
are we-
enemy has freaking the vision?
Are we
Like,
comparing like Maximum Carnage to the Avengers?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Maximum Carnage was awesome.
Yeah, but there's also a SNES game called Captain America and the Avengers.
Yes.
Which I played the dick off of.
Yeah,
and it is
so did I.
not better than this. It is not better than this.
Either way.
The
Okay.
rose-colored glasses by which you would express the SNES game to be better than this.
It is better than this.
But
No,
there
it's
are
not.
certain SNES games that are better than their current counterparts too, though.
The fighting, it obviously looks better.
Dude,
It obviously
this is the
looks
fighting
better.
in the SNES
It
game.
obviously fights better.
Oh,
Yes. And guess what? That's more fun than fighting the same gray guys who don't do
how's
shit.
that better than shooting a shield across the thing, bouncing it off, grabbing it, and kicking him in the nuts?
That's
and
just
grabbing
flashy.
it and
That
throwing him,
that's
and
just
then punching a guy.
that's just
No,
J.J.
and you're fighting
Abrams'
the boss
lens
as
flare.
Black Widow
That's
and
just
shooting
J.J.
pistols.
Abrams' lens flare.
Your pistol, bro?
Okay, that's J.J. Abrams' lens flare. Is all that is. The fighting looks awesome. Like, I'm not comparing the style of graphics. Like, the game obviously looks better, and the fighting is obviously plays better. I even said that it has an awesome fighting system, but it's underutilized and makes it boring as shit in the same areas of nothingness. Look at Anthem. We had this discussion of Anthem.
Because I only played like an hour and a half.
We had this kind of a similar conversation about Anthem. Anthem was fun as shit to get into your mech and blow things up, and then you realize that the story is trash and super short, the world is empty and trash, and nobody fucking paid it. Nobody. And look at the backlash. BioWare still hasn't came back from that fucking mishap. And has anyone here played that game other than like the beta? And if you bought it, did you put in more than 4 hours into it?
I only played it via EA Access. That's it. Yeah.
I am not
Like-
going to play this game unless it's free. This would have been an easy buy for me if they actually made it a good game. And it's just not. I'm sorry, but it's not.
I think they might have
It's-
made it like a decent game.
There's a good base there. There's a base there that maybe one day I would pay for it. But right now, it is not worth $29.99. I'm sorry.
It may not be. It may not be. But I just think, like, from my perspective, it's like this. Okay, I love football, so I play Madden. I always play new Madden because I don't want to play SNES Madden because it's shittier, right? So if you look at it from this point of view, is I'm willing to pay for the modern version of that old stuff that I love. And I haven't really seen a game like this in a while. Like, when have we actually seen a non-Lego, full life, kick someone's ass, level up your guy, play with your buds, superhero game?
The MMO, DC, whatever it's called there.
Yeah, DC Universe Online.
It's like not the same in my opinion. You know, it's a divide.
I
Like,
mean,
when
they're
have we
very-
seen it?
There's Marvel. There's also Ultimate Alliance. if you
Ultimate
wanna go that
Alliance,
route.
yeah, Ultimate
True,
Alliance,
okay,
yeah.
that's-
Like-
and those
like-
are good games. Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
the
just
one. That's
to me, there. Like I said, there's a lot of appealing things to this game that could make it something special, but they're not capitalizing on any of it. And I'd rather go and play Ultimate Alliance, those old classic games, those Lego games.
Yeah, in
and
fact, Ultimate Alliance 3 is probably better than this. I own it on Switch, and it's probably better than this Avengers game.
And just the point about your Madden, how you say, you don't want to play the older version. That's not always true, and this isn't always true. Because
I know
look at
it's not
hockey.
always true.
Look at hockey, where you get your new version, which is supposed to be better, and they take away all the features out of the
Right.
last one to gen. And I mean,
I guess
and speaking of Madden too, Madden got a 6 out of 10. How does that make you
yeah,
guys feel?
I own it and I played it, and I knew it's a transitional shitty year because they don't.
Yeah,
know
you
what the
can
hell they
tell.
want to do between generations, And
Yeah.
you can tell they phoned it in.
You can
okay?
tell.
Like,
posted
why
on
does
that
EA
group.
keep doing this though? Like, I
So
don't
this
understand.
is exactly
Like, they've been
this is
making the
exactly what
same
happened
game
with-
on the same on the same like engine for like 10 years now.
Yeah, and
So-
let me just say this too. When you go into franchise mode, and you guys have all been there, every single
Yes.
one on this podcast, you could not tell the difference. I'm telling you. You
Yeah,
could not,
basically-
and I wish that wasn't true, but it's true.
They did the same thing that they did for Madden 25, NHL 15. It was that weird kind of garbage version on the 360 and PlayStation 3, and then a bare bones stripped down version on the PS4, Xbox
Yeah.
One.
But that's not an excuse this time, because why?
And there's no
Because
excuse for them.
Because when
None.
you buy the game, it says free upgrade to Xbox One Series X, right? Or
Yeah.
Xbox Series X, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you're like, sweet. But then you realize you're just gonna get this game, which is not even
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
And this is my one last point before we let Derek. I mean, you and maybe you have more points, but also before Derek gives his points was about games too in general. Is that I don't know how we can, how you can say I'm gonna buy this game for $80.
Yeah.
When literally we've named like 4 games you can get on Game Pass for free right now that you'll play for longer than Avengers and have way more fun than Avengers. And that's not to say that Avengers can't be something special. And I understand it has a connection to you. I have been reading comic books since before I could fucking read. Okay? My dad had comic books when he was younger. And when I was a kid, my brother was a comic book nerd.
Yeah.
I looked at the pictures. Like, I've
Look at
grown
the
up
pictures,
with these
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I've grown up
My
with
dad
these
was
characters.
hardcore, too. Comic book
And
nerd as
this
well.
is an easy sell for me. Like, this is an easier sell than Destiny, than The Division, than Anthem. This is an easy sell. And I
Yeah.
will not spend a cent on this game.
Yeah, I know.
Game Pass
But let me
is
ask you
offering
this.
us more
Let me
right
ask you
now.
this. Are you sure you're not also semi-colored by the fact that we haven't been playing multiplayer games? So you're like, I'm not playing this alone. Like, you know, like what if all your
Somewhat,
buds, like, we're doing it?
but the story is what, 6 to 10 hours? And
Yeah.
is it going to be that scripted event like we had? Because that's not even like a fun linear
That's not
Last
like a
of Us
bud
type
fight.
experience.
Yeah, maybe
That's
you're
like an
right,
8 to 10 on rails, cool, and then it's done. And is it even going to hold up that way through? And then how many spots like an Anthem are they going to gate you by? Go
They're gonna
online
gate
and
you all
collect
day,
and
yeah.
collect 50 flowers as Captain America and cut them in the fields with your shield, and then
They're-
Hulk's got to
they're-
grind some hay with his hands.
The guy's on your
Tap the A
side.
button really quick. Hulk smash, Hulk smash, Hulk smash. And you got to spam the A button,
Dude.
stupid ass mini games. Like, I know what this type of game is. And no matter what you say, no matter what
You love
anyone
these
says,
types of games. You
Destiny
love
does
these
this
types
type of
games.
game better.
But I
Destiny
don't give
does
a
this
shit.
better.
I don't give a rat fuck about Destiny. I don't.
And
I
that's
don't
fine.
care.
But we are talking about gameplay mechanics.
Yeah,
And
but
the-
I would.
and
much
there
rather-
are certain-
If Destiny was skinned as Marvel, I'd much rather play. Simple.
It's fair. That's fair.
Simple.
That's-
thing.
That's fair. But that's because
I'm
Destiny is a good
simple.
fucking game. Whereas Avengers isn't.
But okay,
You know what? If you took Destiny characters and put them on Marvel's game, I still wouldn't fucking buy it. Because it's a shit
well, of
game.
course you wouldn't, because nobody gives a shit about.
But
it.
yes, the
Of course
multiplayer
you
aspect's a
wouldn't.
big
That
thing
is
too.
true.
The multiplayer aspect is the same thing though too. Like, yeah, does it subtract from it? It's a games as a service game that you want to play with your buds. So yes, it does subtract from it, but playing by yourself isn't fun, and playing as a team would not be fun. I'm telling you, we would have more fun going and playing Battletoads as a 4-player guy, and we'd probably
That's
play
true.
it till its completion. Avengers,
Yeah.
we would maybe play until the end of the campaign and be like, man, that sucked. Like, I'm sure Derek would maybe even force through it with us, but he wouldn't go and buy it to do that because it's
Yeah.
just not good right now. It's just
Yeah.
not good.
That's
and I don't
fair.
even know. I haven't even heard Derek's opinion on this game, and I know how he is.
No, you're right. Like I wouldn't ever contest your points really, except for the Destiny one. Like, except for the Destiny characters in Marvel.
That'd be funny.
But yeah, it's yeah, I think that's it for me for now until I have to interject and get all emotional. But yeah, the multiplayer aspect does take away from it, obviously. But I've seen the guys, like I watched guys play for 4 hours straight as a 4-player team. Yeah, it was just the beta, But literally, those guys there are so they were so excited to play the game after 30 minutes, like every one of you in this group, except for maybe you, Alex, 'cause I wasn't with you. We're like, okay, is that it? And they played it after the tutorial with 4-player co-op. There's no group mechanics, like I said, that they could have done some really cool and unique things with that franchise and with that type of game, and they didn't. This is a cash-in on popular characters. It's going to be super. It's going to sell super well this holiday season to everyone from 5 years old to 15 years old. But anyone who is a gamer, honestly, somebody who actually likes to play games, can you maybe get some fun out of it? Maybe. But this is supposed to be a live service game that keeps you coming back. If you played WoW for 10 hours and that was all you had to play and didn't want to play, that failed as an MMO. You know what I mean? Like, this is the type of game that's supposed to keep you coming back, and it doesn't feel like it has that at all.
Are you okay, honey? Here's the thing. Here's my last word on it. You're right about all of that. And I'm going to do something that's gutless right now, okay? I blame Destiny.
What?
Because you know why? Because this game, if it was just a story-based game, single-player story-based game, we've had this discussion before, but if it was just that for 20 hours, if it was like a Marvel Mass Effect, let's say, 25 hours, that would be sick, and that game would be awesome. But instead, they wanted to make games as a service, which is what Destiny showed is a cash cow, right? In a way. So they wanted to do that, and they're going to fill it with bloat, and they're going to fill it with filler, and they're going to do that. So as a gutless heathen, I blame Destiny.
There was games before Destiny that were games as a service, though.
I don't think it's fair to blame somebody for kind of doing something different and succeeding at it, though.
I blame.
I'll wait for Derek to come back because I just want him to make sure he hears my last point on that to interject you. I don't know.
I blame Destiny because Destiny was like Halo, but put into that, and that's what Destiny was.
Oh, Destiny's far from perfect. I have lots of negative things to say about Destiny. Okay, yeah. So Destiny was far from perfect, and I have lots of negative things to say about Destiny. Don't get me wrong, but I still think that genre, currently nobody's done it better than Destiny. And that's not even just my thing. If you look at the review scores, yes, but you can't blame Destiny for making a good game.
Like I said,
are you gonna blame? Are you gonna blame not? I know, but I'm just saying, like in general, would you blame like Naughty Dog for making Uncharted and The Last of Us and having people try to make those types of games? Like,
well, let's see.
Are you gonna blame From Software for making a Souls-like game and has spun off its own?
If they made a shit ass superhero Dark Souls, I would blame From Software. Just for fun.
Superhero Dark Souls would be awesome, actually.
That would be cool as shit.
That would be cool as shit. But yeah, so
here we go. So all this could be so much better, right? You could do a Dark Souls, you could do this, you could do that, you could do blah blah blah. Okay? But the thing is this, they want games as a service, they wanted a Destiny model, they wanted to fill it with filler that you want to buy, essentially the equivalent of engrams, right? From strong boxes, all that stuff is there. It translates 1-to-1. Right? And that's unfortunate. And like I said, I don't really actually blame Destiny. I just did it for a joke, kind of. Like, I blame Destiny because they just want to chase that money. But I really wish this was Superhero Mass Effect. I'll just say it like that. I really wish it was just Superhero Mass Effect. And it's never going to be. We may never get that game. But that's the game I think anybody would want. RPG, level up, but story-based, make decisions about characters. Hell yeah. I think that's what we hoped this would be when we first saw it.
If it was that simple and that clear cut and people were that smart, we would have had KOTOR 3 by now. So, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's look at your breakpoints of the world. Avengers is just going to end up as one of those, right? We always know that, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a breakpoint. It's going to be all this type of thing. For some reason, I'm a simp that has fun with those things. I don't know.
You are
quite a simpleton.
Which leads me to wonder how you don't like Destiny. Your simpleton nature, it should be all up your alley.
I will play Destiny when it's free and all the expansions.
I'm actually excited to get back into that when it's free. Is it December 7th, I think?
I don't remember. But yeah, it would be fun to go back and do all the raids. And
if I understood correctly, though, there's a lot of things that they're removing a lot of things when the new patch comes.
For every patch for Destiny, they've been removing and taking out OG stuff and putting in new stuff, though.
like they'll be taking out some of the old strikes.
Yeah.
Finally,
They've been
because I'm
doing that.
tired of doing the pyramidium.
I'm sick of doing the Pyramidium.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly,
anymore.
so-
That's part of the reason why I stopped playing. I was like, oh look, the Pyramidian again. Yay! They'll fight this giant minotaur. Yay!
I just, yeah, you know what, you guys, I just want to be on record as we close this topic. You guys are right. Every review is going to read what you guys felt. I know that, and that's a crying shame. Because not everyone like me, but they are gonna, Sean, you're right about another thing. They're gonna capitalize the financial hell out of kids on Christmas, and that's probably what it is, you know.
No,
and I guess I'm one of them. You know,
I think even the reviewers who review this game will probably say that there's a basis for something good here, and they might give him a chance and do a review in progress and not give it a score yet. But right now, I mean, there's been lots of games in the past that have been re-reviewed too, and they might say that, like, you know, at a later date when this game is complete and they make it better, we'll review it again. But
sorry guys.
did Derek have a final point to add on that, or did?
Oh, okay. I mean, for the most part, little bits of me agree with each one of you. More so, I'd have to. I side more on the Sean side. Obviously, again, to start, it's a beat 'em up. My biggest problems with beat 'em ups always end up being how the fuck did they get this many people to join their cause? Like, that's just always that's always like I've just beat up 50 people. Why are they still coming? If I was a paid mercenary, I'd be like, fucking beast. I'm not fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, I'm not fighting the Hulk.
You get me. I don't care what you stole from S.H.I.E.L.D. and Tony Stark. I ain't fighting the Hulk. Bye. All right?
Actually, that's one thing that made me laugh. I can quickly say, there's a moment where you're Hulk, I believe, and you go up against the guy, and literally I punched him down, and he was like, "Shit!" as he gets about to get stomped by Hulk. I'm like, imagine that. You're like, "Oh shit!"
But yeah, who would knowingly sign up to fight the Hulk?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Like,
and they should know it doesn't matter how many shields you have or Tesseract guns. It don't matter.
You're gonna get fucked up by someone. Like, it's either the Hulk. You're gonna get fucking you're gonna get fucking hit in the face by a goddamn the densest hammer on the planet. All right, and I don't know about you guys, but if you've been hit in the face by a regular hammer, you don't want to get hit in the face by the universe's densest hammer. All right, a regular hammer hurts plenty.
Being thrown by a god on top of
being thrown by a god. All right, you know, have you ever burnt yourself on the stove? All right. Do you really want to get shot by one of fucking Tony Stark's goddamn repulsor beams? Like, no one wants this. So I don't care how good the benefits are. I'm not going to be an evil henchman.
Yeah, seriously.
But that's like besides the point, right? Like my biggest things were like the, you know, that main fight on the bridge with Black Widow and the Taskmaster. It was just lackluster and boring. I get it was like the tutorial. It's teaching you how to like use your character more and more. It's like, okay, now he's learned your fighting style, so do this instead, and then you just end up doing those same. You do those same moves over and over again. Then it's like, oh, now I've learned this, and then the tutorial's like, oh, now do this, and you're like, oh god, okay, whatever. And then there was the fight on the helicarrier with Captain America where the guys come out in shields and they're like, you can jump over them. And then all you end up doing is just jumping over the same guys like 10 times and beat them up. I was like, okay, all right. Like, if this is the game, like, you can definitely count me out now, no matter how cool being a fucking Marvel character is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And you know what? I'm going to get this game. I am going to come on to this podcast a week or two later. And I'm gonna mea culpa the motherfucking shit out of this if this game's terrible. Okay? Like if it's actually trash, I will mea culpa this. Like, I'll be like, it is for sure trash, and there's no saving it, despite the fact that I want to slap guys around. It's Hulk.
So you have from midnight until 8 p.m. that day, because it comes out on the 4th, to tell us to give your full opinion if you're busy on not busy that on that day, Friday, right? Yeah, because it's on the 4th.
It comes on our Friday.
Next Friday. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet, and this isn't even because of how you are and how you tend to not finish games. I believe you won't even finish the game. You might do it just to spite me now, but
No,
I do
no.
truly believe
Dude,
you will try to play through it.
People. Do you think I finished games? Do
You-
you think I
you-
care? I'm sorry. Do you think I care that much about what you think?
I think you will try to play through it, and you won't be able to. I honestly believe that's how you'll feel.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And it may, like you say, throw up a million walls in my way of finishing shit anyway. And be like, don't you need to pet 17,000 sheep as Iron Man? And I'm like, no, I don't. No.
And
That's
then the
about
game
how
will be
many
like,
people
yeah, but
pre-ordered that game.
don't you need
But
to
man,
pet
come
17,000 sheep?
17,000
Come on,
sheep have
bro.
pre-ordered the game probably already.
Chest blast.
I was gonna say, it's like, but I've only pet 4 sheep. Well, for a low price of $16.99, you can pet the rest of them.
Hey, listen. I am going to beat Breakpoint. I've already put 80 hours into Breakpoint, maybe more. So maybe I will.
You put how much?
Like 80 hours
What?
into Breakpoint. Yeah.
God damn!
From
I
reason I just
put
love
that
the
much
game.
time into Wildlands. I can't put that much time into Breakpoint because it's so much worse. So much worse.
But
It's
Breakpoint
awesome.
is actually
Ghost
has
Recon.
fun encounters though. That's
Does
what the
it?
difference is. In
No.
comparison?
Yeah.
In
In
comparison?
comparison, yeah.
In comparison as what? Sorry.
In
Hiding
comparison,
in the
the
bushes,
AI and
lining up
shooting
a
guys
shot.
is way more fun than, and it
Yeah,
shouldn't
'cause I
be.
like one
Like, it
tap
shouldn't be.
scrubs across the map.
I mean, I guess the whole like hiding in the mud and all that stuff was a lot cooler. There were
Like I said,
certain aspects of that game were
Yeah.
cooler, but the story I like a lot more in Wildlands.
Every
I like El Sueño and the whole Santa
Anyway,
Blanca
I don't
cartel
need
thing.
to send us down the clans rabbit
The
hole.
Ghost Recon clandestine trail here that we're going on now.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is don't be surprised if I stick a ton of hours into it, but I haven't beaten Breakpoint, you know. But then again, I'm the guy that puts thousands of hours into Madden when I know it sucks. Like really, like I am doing a Madden stream. Every time I stream, there's gonna be Madden games
that's
for a portion of time.
that's a
And I
little
know
bit
the game's
different though.
bad.
That's very different though, because you play that with your brother, you play it with a group of your friends.
Also,
You have a
solo
league,
franchise,
you have a solo franchise, but I mean, you're building something like. There's not even in a shitty Madden game. There's way more depth than there is in this Avengers game when it comes to
Speaking of
building your
Alex, are we
team.
gonna do
Are
the-
we
are we
gonna
gonna
from
do-
season
are we
to
gonna
season.
try the yard? Are we gonna try the yard
Yeah,
and stream
I
that?
tried the yard.
Yeah.
I tried the yard. Yeah. I need you for that actually, because when you go, this is unadvertised. Just real quick, when you go, the yard is like their ESHL club kind of vibe. Because if you don't make a team, you just make a player, and you play with friends. Problem is they don't advertise this. So if you're yet to buy Madden and you think the yard's gonna be total badass even with Randy's, get this. You go in there, you make a character, you do the yard business. If you don't have friends, you only play head-to-head 1v1 with a bunch of other NFL dudes you draft on your team. So it's not like you're playing with 3 Randys plus 3 other Randys against each other.
It was the
You're
same
playing
thing, yeah. Because I ended
solo
up playing on a
solo.
team with. I ended up being a wide receiver, even though I decided to be a halfback. With
yeah.
Kyler Murray was my quarterback and
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey was on my team, and I didn't understand like.
Yeah, so
What
what
is
sort of
this?
is you pick a prototype build that's like your
Yeah.
body build, character, your class. But you can pick a running back class and play as a quarterback or whatever. They're 2 separate things.
Okay, well that's
Yeah.
something to look into.
It is. Oh my god, my data. I forgot I'm on data. Oh shit.
Oh, you're,
One
you
sec,
have
one
to
sec.
train.
I'll be right back. I just got a
Oh no, my bill.
Go F yourself.
Oh my
Message.
god.
My bill.
Either way, we're gonna go off the Avengers topic. I would assume here. Yes.
Yes.
I have some two news. One is a news piece. One is a rumor. The news piece won't have much to talk about, but I just want to put it out there because I'm just curious what people think, and I'm sure most people say we don't care. The other one's a rumor, which might spark a deeper conversation, but I'll try to be quick about it once Alex gets back.
So what's
If that's
what's
right.
I'm back.
said
I'm back.
news piece?
Back.
Hey,
I am on
that-
Wi-Fi
what's-
now.
Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah, start with the news piece.
Okay, yeah. So I just have one news piece I want to bring to your attention. This is kind of more like a console flame wars, but I just want to say
Ooh,
that
your favorite.
after Gamescom and Ratchet and Clank showing, it will run at 4K, 30 frames per second. How does that make you guys feel?
On PS5?
on PS5, 4K, 30 frames.
See, here's the thing.
I personally,
Let's just reiterate: Ratchet and Clank will run
Why?
at
Elliot,
30
4K,
frames per second,
why,
4K.
Elliot, why?
4K, yeah.
Why, Elliot, why?
All right.
You're
Now,
so excited.
now, just to be clear on this, okay? Me personally, as you know, I've had this argument with Eric. I don't really care. The game looks fantastic, and if I had a PS5, I would be happy. To me, it's not a huge difference, but for all those people nitpicking about next gen and this and that, and like, oh, the 60 frames and blah, 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 and ooh, Xbox is 12 teraflops, I just want to throw it under the bus there that your number one exclusive right now, Sony fanboys, is 4K, 30 frames per second, and it's not no Last of Us either, like as far as visual fidelity, let's just put
True.
there's a lot going on in that game, don't get me wrong. That game is actually doing some very next gen things with like the kind of screen tears and you switch into worlds. It's almost loading multiple worlds in at the same time, and it looks really good, but it's still 30 frames per second.
Now, I know that you guys want to like dub me as the Sony fanboy, I guess, if you really want to, because like I'm
That's
the only
not
one.
what I would. That's not what I
Okay.
would dub you as. I would dub you as, if anything, the false information guy. Always
I was-
wrong guy. Can't
Always-
headshot guy.
True.
Grenades
fair.
his teammates guy. Shotguns his teammates guy. Shoots them instead of heals them guy. Doesn't comms guy. But not Sony guy. Don't worry.
Okay, but so just going on, that's fine. I know all of those things, and I know that I've been branded all those things several times. But in terms of playing PlayStation, I'm that person that does both. Right? I'll play with you guys tons on Xbox stuff, and then I'll play my PlayStation by myself sometimes. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5. Man, I'm gonna spend way too much money this year. I'm gonna get both consoles and a computer. Anyway.
Xbox will be delayed, bro.
Is it?
I doubt it, but
Okay, well, anyways, regardless. So for Ratchet and Clank, you know, I get the that 60 FPS should be the standard going forward on both consoles for everything. But Ratchet and Clank is never really a game that I could say, oh fuck, man, if that's not 60, travesty, I'm not getting it. Fucking Ratchet and Clank hasn't been a franchise that I've really cared about for years. I mean,
you should
I'll
now.
get
This,
it.
this game looks really good.
I'll get it. I'll play it. Because I have the Ratchet and Clank games. It's not something that I'll avoid. I think the only one I ever couldn't play properly was All for One because it was more meant to be a 4-player co-op thing, and nobody else had a PS3 but me and Zach. And so it's 30 is a down from 60 for sure, but like it's not to me as big a deal. No.
Almost-
Fucking
almost-
announced. 30 is
Let me
down from
finish
60.
my sentences.
30 is down from
I
60?
love you.
No fucking way.
Let me finish my sentences before you jump on me like
That's the
this.
most accurate
Yeah.
and factual information you've ever delivered to me, Kyle.
That's gonna be a hard 50-50.
That was the best. Though. That was the best.
I fucking
No,
love
you missed it,
Kyle.
Alex. Last night,
Kyle makes the podcast.
you missed it last night. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be a hard maybe, guys. And
Oh, I was there, and I was like,
oh,
there.
was it? You were there? Oh,
see,
okay. I
my
thought
God.
you had left.
This
No,
is
like,
why
that's
I
not
dub
the
you
shit I've
the
ever
always
heard.
wrong guy. It just
I
works.
thought he had left by that point.
There's a lot
Anyway,
of things you think that aren't right.
Derek, I forget a lot of stuff for different reasons. But anyway, I'm not really worried about Ratchet and Clank being a game. If they came out and said Horizon, I don't even remember what it's called, West, whatever it is, the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. If they came out and said Horizon is going to be 4K 30, I would be incredibly disappointed. But Horizon, I'm assuming, is going to be 4K 60 plus. So it depends for me. Like I'm not really worried about this being that. It's not a make or break for me. I understand that being next gen, it should be 60, but it's not a I'll get it. It's Ratchet
thing-
and Clank.
For a
Right.
lot of people, they're just saying like, okay, so my PS4 Pro can do this right now, 4K,
It-
30.
It probably could, but at least I know that it won't be dynamic 4K. It'll actually be like true 4K, which is what Xbox will be running. Like dynamic 4K is what the Pro runs, and it doesn't look the same. Like I can tell you for sure that there's a little bit of a difference between what my X does and what my Pro does.
Yeah, like
you
I said,
know
like,
that- you know
I'm just saying this because it's like it's in the news, obviously, and obviously it's
Yeah.
spiking all sorts of fan.
Well, it'll
arguments.
always spike.
And-
You could say the smallest things, and it'll spike
Yeah.
the fan
And
wars.
me personally, this does nothing for me. Like the only reason I find this funny is because I would tell somebody if there was like a Sony fanboy who was just up my ass on my dick all the time, being like,
Mhm.
what are your 12 teraflops good for? I'd be
Yeah.
like, well, look at your number one exclusive next year and can't even fucking push 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
And this doesn't bother me, like I said. Like I've told Eric, I would rather play a game at 30 frames solid. It looks beautiful. It is sometimes an artistic choice, but then you'll have people like Eric who will be like, oh, well, it has to be 60 or otherwise it's trash. I don't
So I
believe
guess
that.
we got in our Eric shot tonight
We
already.
got in our Eric
Yeah, I
shot
just
tonight.
want to ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. There's the Eric
Ding,
shot.
ding,
First
there's
one
the
of
Eric
night.
shot for the
I
night.
just got to take note of this because this one, it took till 9:46 to get the Eric shot in today, guys. We're slipping.
Yeah,
All right, can we watch this for the future?
cool. May I throw two quick teeters because I almost forgot about this. If that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's off topic. It's like it's on a different topic. Oh shit! What were
I think
they?
we were pretty much done those ones.
Were we? What were
Just
they?
not-
Oh, no.
I
Just
had
not
one
Sean's
rumor
rumor.
topic.
Just not
Yeah.
Sean's
Oh,
rumor.
go for it then, because I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. I think I talked to you about this, Alex, though, like in private the other day. But okay, so obviously we know Halo Infinite has been delayed. Okay, we
Yeah.
talked last week about what does this mean for the launch of the
Series X.
The Series X. There's a lot of other conversation going on that there's might be more problems going on at 343 than we know. But the biggest thing going here is that apparently some insider sources are saying that having to develop for the Xbox One is holding them back a lot.
Probably.
I do believe there's plenty of other issues like in management and stuff that's fucking them up, but it is apparently holding them back a lot, and they're having a lot of issues getting it to run on both consoles and have their vision realized on both consoles.
I
If
can
this
see
is
that.
true, do you think there's a world where Microsoft might go back on their word of, because now they've already delayed their flagship title anyway. They've been pushing that game to launch with that console. It's not happening anymore. I doubt they'll delay the console launch. But will they say, you know what? We want to get you Halo Infinite 2021, this date. It'll only be available on the Series X until maybe
They
a
might.
later date. Do you
I
think,
think
they'll go
so.
back on their forwards compatible, so to speak, that you can play it day one on the Xbox One?
With certain games like Halo, I could see them. I could
'Cause-
see it being a
I
thing,
think
right?
they should. And when the community complains, be like, "Well, this is what you fuckers wanted."
Yeah,
Like
you wanted
bitched
it-
about what you
basically-
saw, you bitched about what you saw, so we solved the problem by taking it off of Xbox One. You're welcome.
It's now a
because
Series
this is
X.
exactly what you've asked for,
That's
and
right.
you're getting it. You're getting
But then
beauty,
a lot
you're
of-
getting what you want on the Series X. Now fuck off and leave us alone.
But then a lot of
Yeah.
fans will be like, well, why did you tout for so long that we'll be able to play our games going forward? But I mean, if anyone thinks that it was going to look as good anyway, there's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
But-
no,
Yeah,
it's not.
because these are the same people that don't sit there and compare the tech specs of one console versus the other. And these are the same idiots that don't understand the work that actually needs to go into developing a video game. So they
Yeah.
bitched. The majority of them bitched enough to have the game delayed. Well, then you know what? If you're not going to be happy with what you get, suffer the consequences and boom, take it off of Xbox One. Done.
Yeah.
I would.
Make it a Series X.
I would
game.
totally
I
be
would
in
make it a
favor of
Series. Yeah.
I'm just
I
wondering.
remember what my heaters were, if I may.
One last bit for me. You didn't have anything to add on that, Alex?
No. Actually, I do. I have this little tidbit. I think what you said about them, like the rumor being that they may cancel it for one. If here's the thing. I think we might have got lucky with this Halo delay. Because look, if the delay is in any way related to Xbox One holding it back in quality, then they're gonna have to realize that they saw it face to face how ugly that can be, and they're gonna need to make the Series X its own thing.
They might need to
we
make
were always
harder
scared
decisions.
about this, right? We were always scared about this holding back stuff. Now it's gonna be a really bad look though, if that's the way they have to go. Because that means they didn't plan their future properly, right? But I think it'll be for the best the sooner we cut ties with that shit.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't bother me at all. I always thought it was cool that you could do that, but if they decide to change their thing, it wouldn't change my opinion at all. I've said, even going back to like the Project Scarlet, the One X, I don't want last gen to hold them back. And people are like, Eric would battle this to the end of the day. We'll bring up Eric again. Though it doesn't hold it back that much. It's on sliders, put it on high end and low end. That is not how game develop. At a certain level, that's not how game development works. Like that's like, and I know that they're closer to what a PC is now more than ever, but they're still not. Like they're still not.
Yeah,
So,
PC is the only one that you
systems,
can.
right? Like,
Anyway,
But to
what are your
me-
things, Alex? Oh, sorry, Sean. Sorry.
to me though, that like I would rather they did cancel the Xbox One version until indefinitely. Personally, if
Me
it
too.
meant they brought their full, because let's be honest here, for Halo and Microsoft, this has to be like a 9+ game. Like they
it
cannot,
has to.
they
Yeah.
can't shit. They
Yeah.
can't shit the bed
This
here.
thing launches as a 6, and it's all hands on deck to the Titanic, bro.
And
Basically,
and
yeah.
if they do launch the two versions, is there a world where like the Series X version gets a 9 or a 10, and the Xbox One version got like a 6?
Maybe.
Because couldn't that also be a bad look for them
And
with
maybe
their
that doesn't
with
look so bad. Maybe
with
that
their
doesn't look
current
so bad.
marketing though? Wouldn't that also be like a kind of a bad look?
Like we've
I
seen
don't
that
know.
already with the Switch, right? With EA, because like the Switch, like EA is very unique in this way. They publish a legacy edition of FIFA on Switch,
Yes.
and it does not have anything different than new rosters. It doesn't have the new modes of the Console Brothers, and it got a 3 out of 10, and regular got like an 8. So we've seen
Like-
this move, and there's a bad
Was it
look for
FIFA
EA,
20?
but in the end, nobody gives a shit. Right?
But that is a different console though, and you can buy it on any other console, and that's more like to me, like that's kind of like playing it on your high-end computer or playing it on a computer that can barely run it at low settings. That's basically what you're doing.
right.
It doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad game.
But I wish
This
no, but it actually
specifically
in this
is
case,
like-
'cause they take modes out though. It's not
Yes.
just graphics. It's
But
not just graphics.
In this scenario though, it is the same game, same
This is,
console, same developer,
Yeah.
assumedly launched at the same time, and they've said nothing but this is what we want for the future. You can play these games on our forwards compatible, so to speak.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
They should definitely take it off of
Series
the
X.
one and just leave it for Series X. I mean, look at State of Decay 3. I'm super happy that they're developing it only for the Series X.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're going to be able to take full advantage of the Series X. They're going to be able to do everything they wanted. So if you look at that strategy of you can play it on either console when it comes out, why would I want that if on Series X you can give me inclement weather and then on Xbox One X you can just give me the same night and day bullshit?
Mhm.
Like don't give me
Assumedly,
that.
though.
Just give me the good version
Yep.
on the better console.
State of Decay is like probably still 2 or 3 years out though, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would assume.
But I'd assume that. But at the same time, they've known that the Xbox Series X has been in development since it was thought up. So hopefully they made the conscious decision at that time to say, okay, well, what are your specs or what are the potential specs? Oh, look, we can add snow, we can add rain, we can add fog, we can add wildlife. All right, so we're just gonna flat out hold out until the Series X to truly deliver on our vision.
One last tidbit on this it's also sidetracking, but to the same. This is also where I believe xCloud is going to have stake in the future, because with xCloud, if you have access to it on your console, your current console, your Xbox 360 console, should be able to stream your Series X games because it's streaming on the internet. It has nothing to do with the hardware in your box.
It's a great point. Actually,
It will affect your online play. I understand that it's not good for online it's not for somebody who wants to play competitively. That is not a good solution. But for every other aspect, you're getting almost the exact same fidelity. Like it's like I know like playing on my phone is different, but like it's still pretty fucking good, and it's not gonna hinder the development process and the. So I do think that this is where xCloud might have like an extra push or stake in the future, how it might help this kind of transition. Why they didn't start with that in the beginning with like, look, you'll be able to stream all these games onto your OG Xbox if you want. It depends on your internet connection, but you can do it. That to me is like, and guess what? It's bunched into a Game Pass. Like that is like amazing. Like you can stream next gen games 10 years from now onto your 20-year-old iPhone. Well, no, sorry, not iPhones because Apple's shit. All right, I'm done.
What were your things, Alex?
So a couple things here. So I want to hit you guys with an interested, non-interested, and maybe interested. Real quick, rapid fire. Switch apparently is launching a new Switch, more powerful Switch next year. Does anybody here think that was a necessary move?
That is not necessary. None. Not in any way.
It's cool. It's
a good idea,
but it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
I think people who, honestly, the games that are on the Switch right now struggle as they are right now, and just put it in 4K isn't going to make it struggle less. It's going to struggle as much, but prettier.
Right. It's gonna struggle to be prettier. You're right.
So that's cool. Like if you are like an Eric who wants the absolutely best looking experience, and you'll go, or anybody who wants to get the luxury of buying a 1X for that 4K experience, then I get it. I'm assuming it'll have like a bigger hard drive and whatnot and all that nonsense.
It's gotta have,
and that's fine. Like it's a good move, but it's not necessary, especially not in Switch. If there's anybody who can afford to be complacent, it's Switch. It's Nintendo. Like Nintendo, like I think making the Switch Lite move was the best idea they could have ever done. Those things sell like hotcakes. I love my Switch Lite. Anything outside of that, and even the Switch Lite isn't necessary because the console itself is portable, right?
It was not, yeah. Like I get that it does sell okay. I mean, and that it was a good idea for some, but I always see people buy more Switches, regular ones, than the lights.
Yeah, but
personally,
EB.
Okay, so may I heater? Two quick heaters. You guys might be proud of me. Okay, I unpreordered 2 games.
Oof.
Never happens. Okay?
It better not have been Kingdoms of Amalur, or I'll slap you.
Of course not.
Okay, I'm excited for that. That's next week too, Sean.
So this is why I'm going to throw heaters here quickly, because I'm making splash judgments based on what I played minimally and what I read.
I'm going to run to the washroom, so you guys continue with that. Sorry.
So I canceled Tony Hawk.
What?
I played the warehouse demo. It's not bad. I want the game, but I'm gonna wait for a sale.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's $59 and
tons of hours out of me. You know, I think it'll be a distraction game. So, and it's laughable that was the only pre-order bonus, a warehouse demo. You know what's even more laughable? It's a 2-minute session, and then it stops. And you have to restart another 2-minute session. Like
I'm disgusted that was the only way you could play the game.
That's like, it's so bad. You might as well just throw it to anybody. Like, let us all play it then if it's so shit. It just reeks, right? It just reeks like a bad business move. So
I was so excited that day to go home and download that warehouse thing so that I could just try it and be like, okay, I want Tony Hawk this year, or I don't want Tony Hawk.
Right, and I do want the game. I will own the game. But I'm saying, like, it's going to get, like, maybe 20 hours out of me tops, probably. So I was like, well, I don't need to buy a day and date, period.
So it's a sale game for you.
Yeah, totally. And I don't even care if there was online. I really don't give a damn about it because I just want to rip, like, grinds and then shut it off. You know? Yes, I just want to rip grinds, Elliot, and just shut it off. That's all I want to do. So I pre-ordered it.
And what's the other one?
Okay, so the other one, and this one, I might be wondering if this was a right decision, or I may pick it up on the Switch. It's Windbound. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard about Windbound, but it's like a survival game with a story that has like Breath of the Wild vibes, but it's more survival based. And what it is you build a raft and keep your raft running. And if you understand State of Decay's base as like the base concept, right? This is like your raft is your base concept in the survival game, and you add like things to it. It looks cool, but here's the thing: the things I read about it were saying it tries to merge too many things. It tries to be a story-based game, like to the point where when you beat it, it actually makes you restart from chapter 1 again and go through the same story just to experience a different type of ending and a different type of like randomly generated islands and all that stuff. So it has the elements of an RNG roguelike. Oh yeah, it's roguelike too. If you die, you go back to chapter 1. That just sounds exasperating to me. Because it's like, why am I watching the same cutscenes of the story again? Because you wanted to shoehorn roguelike in there, right? And I love roguelikes, but to me there's a point at which it becomes kind of pointless. Like, why? And you only play as one character. You don't even make yourself. So it's like, imagine you're playing Breath of the Wild, okay? And you died and had to restart it every time. That sounds bad, doesn't it? It sounds kind of bad, right?
I'm having a hard time getting into Breath of the Wild. Just sidetrack.
Oh, you own it? Okay. I had a hard time too. Maybe we could talk about that another
episode,
day.
yeah.
Another episode, yeah.
Yeah. Because I actually bounced off 3 separate times now. And I know there's quality there, but I'm not sure what my problem is. I think we can maybe drill into it a bit next time. So anyway, Windbound got the pre-order cancel because I don't know if its structure makes sense.
That was that cool looking game that you shared.
Yeah, like how do you have a survival roguelike that's story driven? Like we're talking every chapter 1 you'd see the same cutscenes. I just don't know how that's supposed to work, so I pre-ordered it. It's out now. If you try it, let us know in the chat what you think. Maybe it's a better Switch game. I don't know. For now, it's like wait to sale. You know. Anyway, that's it. Those are my features that I took too long, but
It seems like a lot, yeah.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anybody watch opening night of Gamescom?
No.
I didn't know.
Oh,
I completely forgot about that, actually.
I need to say one more thing after too. Go ahead, though.
So nobody watched it, no?
Nope,
No.
completely forgot about it.
Yeah, totally forgot.
Honorable mentions. Ratchet and Clank honestly looks like an amazing game. There's one other game, I forgot the title of it, but you guys should go and watch it. Today there's day 2, so there's a bunch of other stuff happening today. I haven't watched it yet though.
I'll make sure I catch up on that.
There was another game, it's like an indie game. This game looks really cool. And
is it the one you sent me?
No, I sent you a game.
Remember what's it called? You like?
That game. I want to talk about that game, but maybe not this episode. But no, I didn't see it in the first day of Gamescom. No, this is like an indie game made by 2 guys, and it's almost like a open world sandbox, but it's kind of like everything's made out of pixels in the sense, like, no, it's not pixelated. It almost looks kind of like Minecraft, but smaller blocks. Okay.
Is it Terraria?
No, it's not Terraria. No.
No, Terraria.
It's like it's first person. It's like a first person shooter or whatever, but everything in the environment is destructible, and they call it plan your own heist, or like they say like you're planning your heist or whatever, and literally like it seems like you have to go through, like, you can play like 4-player co-op, I believe, and you can like drive like a bulldozer through the thing. You can set something on fire. You knock down poles to climb buildings. It just seems like a cool concept. It could be shit in the end, but just you should go watch at some point everything that happened in Gamescom. Actually, nothing new particularly. Like, I didn't see anything new and exciting necessarily, but I still saw a lot of good games. That's it.
Check that out.
Cool.
I completely forgotten about it.
One last thing I wanted to say was
No more.
Okay.
No more from you, you fucking
right.
simpleton.
Okay.
No, of course. What did you have to say? Come on.
You know
Don't be
what?
that way.
You know, my mind's struggling because there's a beautiful lady next to me, so it's just about, you know.
Jeez.
The cheese out of the. What? Yeah. Oh, I wasn't gonna. Oh man, I wish.
I'm married and have a kid, so I'm
please.
unfazed by this.
Please play Wasteland. All you guys play it. See if you like it.
Oh,
That was my thing, but
I plan to give it a try.
It's on the list.
The other Wasteland games never really looked that good to me, and from when
Right.
this one does, like, I've heard a lot of people say like this one doesn't look that good, other than what you said. But the other thing I've said, it doesn't look that good. It's kind of buggy and glitchy, and Divinity's the better game to play. That doesn't mean I won't like it though. But I did download it and I plan to give it a fair shot. Yes.
Crap, I forgot what I was gonna say, so forget it.
All right. Well,
Derek, is it that time?
ladies and
Oh my god, I'm so
gentlemen,
excited. I am so excited.
it's time
It
for
is.
for match
Show our
2.
dicks on stream.
Oh,
No.
Still here. Alicia's looking like, what is happening? These were
Guess
time to sell
the
cocaine.
game. Not show our dicks on stream. That's for our OnlyFans. Oh yeah, we have an OnlyFans.
Patreon babies.
We don't actually have an OnlyFans yet.
I do.
Oh.
Jokes on
Why
you.
am I not subscribed?
I have no fans. I was gonna say I have an OnlyFans, but I have no fans. I am my only fan.
All right. So for anyone new to the Guess the Game segment, all right, let's go over the rules here very quickly. All right, you describe a game as vaguely as possible. Your guessers have to write down what they think it is. They have 3 minutes to try to figure it out. You can be as vague as you want, just don't be a douchebag about it, as I've said before. If you guess the game correctly, you get 3 points. If you don't guess the game correctly, you get no points. And the person, the guessee, gets 3 points per person who does not correctly guess. What?
Sorry, I just have a problem. I don't have any writing. Can I just say what I believe it to be? Okay, Alicia's gonna save the day again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because them's the rules. Pen and paper, or well, I mean Excel.
I wrote on pen and paper, but then you guys could never see it last time. Maybe if I put it here, I'll have to write it in. I need like a Sharpie.
Yeah, because your light is way too bright and it just blocks out everything. So I'm gonna run to the I'm not run to the washroom. I'm gonna refill my Coke really quickly, and then I'm gonna take out a D4 to determine who goes first. All right. So just so that you know your numbers, Sean is 1, Alex is 2, Kyle is 3, I am 4. So whoever
I'm number 2.
Yeah, you're number 2. So I'm just gonna refill my Coke, and then I'll do the roll to see who goes first. Okay.
I'm number 1 because I have the highest score, bitches.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you're going in that order. Was he not?
No, he's gonna roll dice.
No,
he's
we're
gonna
the
roll a
numbers.
D4.
Oh, the number
D4.
corresponding. Oh, got you.
Yeah. So if it rolls on 2, you go first.
Got you, brother. Shell yet?
No, I think.
Okay.
Well, remember how we said that it was possible that like a game like that might come to Game Pass.
Right.
I think.
Right.
I think in 3
I might
months
just wait it
max
out.
it'll be on Game Pass.
I might just wait it out because I saw some more gameplay on it. I was like, oh, you know what? It looks like something I'd be willing to try, but I'm not going to pay for it. So
Yeah.
we'll see. If
It
it comes
looks-
to Game Pass eventually, then awesome. If not, then I'll pick it up on a sale. Right? Like,
We'll have to get around to gold sharing at some point if you're not sharing with anybody else.
yeah, we'll have to. We'll actually, yeah, we'll set that up because that way we can buy.
The rare occasion that we buy a video game, only one of us buy it, or we
Yeah.
split the money.
So I, motherfucker, of course I did.
He got a 4, baby.
Of course I would. Of course I would roll myself a 4 and be first.
Derek, can I ask you a very quick question, or no? Is it too late?
This is not the quick cues round, Alex.
Sorry.
No, yeah. What's your question?
Just quick. I saw you played Remnant after I mentioned I want to get back into it. Was that just base Remnant or was that DLC Remnant?
Oh, it was base Remnant just because I wanted to take. I couldn't remember exactly where I was or what was going on, so I just wanted to load it up and get a quick refresher of it before buying the DLC.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted.
But I think I am going to buy the DLC because I do. Dive back into.
Okay, I'm gonna drop some cash on that then.
And there's a 3rd DLC coming, right?
I think that's it. I think they're done.
That's it?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
And Alex hasn't beaten the game yet, so.
No, but I would like to.
Derek hasn't beat it technically either, no?
He's
You
right
beat it
there.
with me, right?
I beat it with you. I did. Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, wait. I was like, I swear I beat the game, and then I was like, oh no, I was playing with Sean. That's what I was trying to figure out when I had loaded up Remnant. Is exactly where I was. All right.
Okay. So you're first there?
I am first, unfortunately.
Okay.
I just want to say about Avengers, boys, before you go. One last thing.
Oh,
Was that Chris Hemsworth? Okay, I want him to pound me until I'm Thor.
Whoa!
Everyone is a little gay for Thor.
I don't actually like Thor.
Yeah, Ryan,
No,
right?
you're just
I'm-
gay,
I'm-
bro.
I would say yeah, never mind. I'm more of a... Yeah, never mind. Fuck it.
All right. So, as per usual, I will describe the game. I will start the timer. Once it's done, I will let you know that the description is over. And then you have 3 minutes. Remember, 3 hints. That's technically 1 apiece. Yada, yada, yada. All right. So, character. Character has been in... character in game has been in many different vehicles. My big hints.
Is
Okay.
said
More hints, all right?
Okay.
And you're in this iteration.
Oh, I think I know what it is then. But just the question is, I think I know where I want to ask the next question now, but I'll let Kyle maybe formulate one here. The world doesn't really match what I'm thinking, so.
1 minute and 10 seconds. And
One more
final
guess?
hint. Yeah.
Is there-
to write something down?
Is there more than one character, Derek? Main protagonist?
No?
Okay.
Okay.
Protagonist, but he is the main protagonist.
Well, he's not the only one.
Who you think of no matter what in this case.
Okay, but do you play as other people?
No. You only
don't
play
play
as
as
this
other-
character.
Okay.
You have 20 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And I'm only accepting one specific answer for this because I'm only thinking of one thing. So remember, several iterations, but I'm only taking one answer. You have 5 seconds.
Okay, I got mine.
What have you got?
I put the same thing with San Andreas.
That was also incorrect. That point goes to me. Sean?
I put Gears of War.
Oh, that point goes to me.
Wow, stumped us.
What
do you
was
got?
it?
What was
It was GoldenEye. I was hoping that the train thing would cause you to ask what other vehicles, because then I was gonna say he drives a tank, flies an airplane, and is on a frigate.
Look, Elliot says no fair. GoldenEye, no fair.
I think it was plenty fair. I think it was plenty fair.
Oh God. Trying to think the best way to do this because I didn't write it down. Okay. Because what's the story? Okay. Character is in a open world. Okay.
I heard none of that because of Discord glitching out.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Character is in an open world. The timer started,
Yeah.
okay? I'm assuming Derek started the
Yeah.
timer.
Yeah,
Character
that's-
is an open world. Character is customizable. So is the world. World is made of blocks.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Yes.
Of the possible viewpoints, is there only...
No.
No. Can it be played in multiple perspectives? Sorry. I should-
Yes.
Mhm. It has to. I feel like it's too simple, but I feel like it's like we're being duped. Maybe I'm into like fucking my own brain up.
He was like, "That's fine."
Snake. What was that? Must have been nothing. Snake. What was that? Must have been nothing.
I'll let you ask another one if you want.
115.
What do you... Come on, guys.
Derek, you got one?
So we said predominantly open world made of blocks,
Yeah.
character customizable,
Yeah.
not 2D side scroller,
No.
and not primarily played in first person.
Right. I guess the word primarily depends on the user, but
No.
I'll allow one more if you want, but you gotta make it quick.
gotta
Time's
do it
running out.
now.
13 seconds.
Okay. Is the title in the title, is there the word night?
That's time.
No.
Answer. All right, so
Big dog?
is this correct?
Oh God.
Was
Is
it
that
Baylor
Seven Wonderworld?
No,
That's
I'm
right.
kidding. I'm
Good
kidding.
job, man. Good job.
I put
Lego. When he said
Are the
blocks and it
people
wasn't-
yellow?
That
Off, but Lego. That's cool.
all
You
right,
think it's cool,
Alex.
but it's not. Me?
Alex, you're up. Yep.
All right,
Going
I was thinking about this
counterclockwise.
one all week. I'm gonna have a little fun with this one. I realized that when I deliver my games, typically I tended to like do them chronologically. Like, where does he start? Where does it end? Where does she go? Blah blah blah. I'm just gonna throw facts out here, okay? Character is a fashionista and can get away with any look. Character is also a great cook and can use any ingredients to get the work done. Sometimes, though, it doesn't turn out all that good for your health. Character, you think? Character never uses a vehicle ever unless it's to leave. And even then, you don't get to control it. Character has been in many titles that bear an occupation as the title or part of the title. Character is the last one. It's related.
a fashionista.
Fashionista cooks.
If I were to ask what his actual occupation was, are you gonna say fashionista and cook?
No.
What is character's occupation? What is character's job?
I don't feel like I could say that because, as
It'll
I
give
said,
away.
it's in the title is like
The
it's part of
occupation.
the title.
Okay, so is character a dude guy?
Yeah, character's a dude guy. That's guess number one.
I'm writing down my answer.
Fuck. 2 minutes.
My thing is written. My hands are up.
Okay, cool.
God damn.
I think you'll get this. I actually don't think I'll many of you, but I wanted to have fun with
Primarily on, if it's primarily on a console.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What console is this primarily on?
It's multi-plat, non-exclusive.
Multi-plat,
And-
non-exclusive?
Yes, and it's been through several generations. Or at least, yeah, it's been through several generations, and I'll even give you this. It started as a PC game. That's a bonus.
Fuck.
One more
Alien
question.
Wonderlands.
One more question, my gentles.
What bit it?
I could very much be wrong.
You guys are either gonna think I'm smart or you're gonna hate me. It's one of these things. You're gonna call BS or think I'm smart. It has to be one of those.
I'm gonna reveal first, just in case I'm right.
One more
30
question.
seconds. Yeah, no, I can't even think of a question. Fuck.
Do you want me to review what I said in short or no?
No, I'm good.
About my option.
Any last question? Gotta be now.
I would
Throw
be
a dart.
turned.
Throw a dart.
No dart throwing.
No dart. Okay.
No dart throwing. Time.
Okay. All right.
Them's the rules. All right, Sean, reveal,
Give it to
Mr.
I don't know if you can read it,
No.
but I wrote Hitman.
You are right. It is.
Yes!
It is Hitman.
Oh, I'm so good at this game.
That's why I was like, he's a fashionista that can get away with any look. All right.
Wish I had confetti.
I was playing a little loose. He's a chef, but it sometimes ends badly.
It's
Because like he poisons your soup.
I'm gonna give the points,
Okay.
but that borders on the realm of douchey a bit.
Are you douchey? And your explanation is guy saves the world, guy rides a train. That's what you give us, and I border on douchey.
He does ride a train. The level is called the train.
Yeah, like a
I do think-
fashionista cook who's not actually a fashionista cook at all. He only gets the job done, and he's a dude guy.
I think
I
one of
guess.
us got it, so that's fair enough.
I guess Duke Nukem for
Duke
fun.
Nukem.
That is not douchey.
Kyle, what did you get?
I didn't even write anything down this time. I
wow.
was stumped.
Really?
That's a negative.
Which
6
is why
points,
when
not
you
writing
said that
anything
I
down.
should get it, I was kind of like,
too, because it's a PC first, 47.
Oh, that was no. That was. I'm just being a fucking sore loser here, okay? Because I'm losing at a game I fucking developed. All
I
right.
think it's douchey, but I disagree. That's it.
No, it's not. It's not. It's solid.
do-
It was good.
I
It
do
was good.
think that
Sean, what gave it away for you?
it was the occupation in the title, and that's why
Yeah.
I was trying to get you to say what his occupation was, because you could have said he's an assassin and not said
Yeah.
Hitman or something,
That
right?
would have been easy mode.
And
though.
that would have led me into the right thing or something like that, or like he kills
Right.
people. But I do think the one thing that was confused me, and I think would have sent most people off, and probably did, was the chef thing, because he's not really a chef. There is lots of
Right.
cooking that happens, right? And it's like an aspect of the game that you don't remember
right.
like fondly. But
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
I would argue he's not really a chef. He just kind of poisons people's food that's already made, right? He doesn't actually make the food, but
Well,
it's
or
the best
attacks
way
him
of
with the
relaying
frying
it
pan.
vaguely, right? So
You can
No,
you can take positions where you're actually stirring the food and adding the additives and then add the poison.
in the
So,
newer
yeah,
Hitman games, you actually could be a chef. Yeah.
It's loose, but yeah.
So you actually run the kitchen as a chef, or you're a sous chef, or just a line cook here? Because this is my issue. Working in that industry, the chef runs the kitchen. He doesn't do any cooking. The sous chef and the line cooks and the prep cooks do the cooking.
Derek means business, but Derek gave us 3 points to go.
Derek's just fucking with you.
I
you know
gave
that,
you
right?
I gave you a 4. I
It
generously offered a
He gave
4
us
hint.
jack shit to go
It was-
off of, and you
it was
know
this- Is a sushi chef, Derek. So, yeah.
You gave us jack, Derek, and you know it, buddy.
Okay, no sore losers in here.
Just saying.
There can't be any sore
Tell me how to
losers, 'cause
act. Are you
I
my
don't
boss?
think I've ever got one wrong yet, have I?
Yeah. Or else you'd have like 20 points.
I have more than 20 points, I'm pretty sure.
Now,
How you do?
you'd have 20 points going into this.
All right, Kyle, what's yours?
All right. Prisoner gets thrown into saving the world. Is discriminated against from the start. Likes to garden, blacksmith, and drink. That's mine.
Prisoner.
You may go.
Save the world. Thrown in from the
Thrown
start.
into saving the world, right?
Thrown
That's
into
what
saving
you
the world from the start. So, prisoner gets thrown into saving the world from the start. Is also discriminated against from the very beginning. The main character likes to garden, blacksmith, and drink.
Yeah.
What console is this game on?
It is on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Okay. PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Garden.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Does it transition across generations of gaming platforms?
Yes.
So it's on more than what you listed then.
Oh no, I forgot 2 versions. Yeah, it does. It is on two
Awesome.
versions. It's on the 360 and PS3 as well. I'm sorry. That is my bad.
Bang bang.
That's a
Got it.
deduction of 10 points.
Got it. Hands free. Look, Mom. Hands free.
God damn.
Okay. This is like me with your Luigi's Mansion one. Damn.
Did you talk about this game earlier on the podcast?
I have not talked about this game today, no.
That's me crossing out my answer, you ass.
Sorry, guys.
You got a question, Derek? I'll need
No,
That
that
was
was
how I
3.
sounded when I.
That
had
was 3.
Derek's-
That was 3 questions.
Was that 3?
Yeah. I asked one, you asked one, Alex asked one.
Oh, shit. Cross-generational. We still have time, or is it over?
1 minute.
So-
Sorry. I've been thinking about this one so hard I forgot to
So-
there's still a minute.
Prisoner gets thrown into saving the world, is discriminated against from the start, likes to garden, drink, blacksmith, and then yours were, it is cross-generational, so it's on 360, PS3, PC, Xbox One, PS4, and then I can't remember the other ones you asked. What was that? What was the other ones?
40 seconds.
I asked if you talked about it on the call.
Go ahead.
Is this a Jap anime game?
No, it is not a Jap anime game. I try and avoid those because I know you guys don't know many of the Japanese games, so I wouldn't do that to you.
That's time. I'm going to change the timer for next time. Can I do that? All right. Well, I've written my answer.
Okay.
Do I get your name in here?
Answers.
Are we done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're done.
I haven't
Yeah,
written
we're
my
done.
answer down yet, though. Sorry.
Okay.
I know the time's
Okay,
up, but
all
I
right.
haven't written it down. I'm writing it now, so I don't want anyone to say anything in case you think I'm cheating.
No, we're not thinking you're
I'm
cheating.
definitely cheating.
Let us know what you've written down.
I'm definitely
When-
cheating.
Let me know. I know. Derek told me the salient feature of GoldenEye was a train. I know. Terrible.
Okay.
Or the train level is one of the best. It's where you get the P90.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, I will go first because I think my answer is correct. I think you will be pleasantly surprised with.
Galen
wait.
Wonderworld.
No.
I can't see it.
Blacksmith Gardener Hero.
Man, that's underrated title. That
It
an
really is.
underrated
She
title.
did not like it.
Blacksmith Gardener Hero version Alpha.
Blacksmith Gardener Hero is my answer.
All right,
Who
Sean,
wants
you're
to
gonna
go
have
next?
to say yours. You're gonna have to say Sean, like, because I can't see you. I don't have Twitch up.
I'm on the thing, bro.
Neither of the Discord things.
I'm there.
Elliot, Blacksmith Gardener Hero.
You guys don't see me?
It's a fun. So, Skell, Alicia, she first suggested it. Then I asked a question, which I believe would suss out what it was. I'm 1,000% sure of this answer, but I got the G. She put it down. I told her to brush the shoulders off on cam, but I don't know if she will. The answer, I believe, is Skyrim.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
So sure.
By the way,
I would-
Alex,
because
wait,
there was-
don't say anything. Don't say anything yet. If it was that game, he would have chosen Oblivion. He never would
I
have
would
chosen
have chosen
Skyrim.
Oblivion. Yeah.
Prisoner gets forced into saving the world.
Yep.
Ends up as a gardener blacksmith drinking. You can do
Yep.
all that in Skyrim.
In
Yes, you
Oblivion
can.
too, though. You're a prisoner
in
in Oblivion,
Oblivion.
also.
And Alex,
I do in
to be
Skyrim.
fair, I would have said,
I'm stunned. I'm offended.
Switch. I would have said Switch.
That's why when I was like, is it cross generational? You're like, yeah, fuck, it actually is. I'm like, got him.
Yeah, but I forgot Switch. If I would have said Switch if it was Skyrim.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Motherfucker. Sorry.
I thought you caught me on that one because I forgot 2 of the versions. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Dragon Age.
Inquisition.
Inquisition.
You start as a
Goodness.
prisoner?
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't the prisoner tell the story?
Cheers.
Nope. You start as a prisoner.
That's Dragon Age 2?
Nope.
That's
Dragon Age 2.
You start as the prisoner of the Inquisition. Well, not of the Inquisition,
right,
but
right.
you
Yeah.
start as the prisoner of
Right.
the church structure
church,
there, and
right.
then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have you
Dang,
lead the
I thought
Inquisition.
for sure it was
We
Skyrim.
didn't ask the good questions, unfortunately. We had to have asked better questions and might have got better on it.
Son of a bitch. Yeah,
I-
because Skyrim was in the realm of it, but we need to drill down further, right? So I need
And honestly, I thought that Skyrim or Oblivion questions were somehow going to get popped up during that, because I knew immediately. I was like, "Oh, that prisoner thing is going to get brought up with Skyrim or Oblivion questions."
Dang.
The thing is, I know we have to be vague, but I think it would be proper to specify. I wouldn't say he's a gardener, blacksmithing, because those are things you can do, but you're not those things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, that'd be the same as the Hitman argument. Though.
That's the same as the Hitman thing. Yes, I'm just saying, like they're not. He's not technically a chef, right?
I will flesh it out a little better for the next one.
But
then.
it's
But then
fine.
that's
Like
you
I
asked,
don't
is
think
he
it was
actually a chef
douchey,
and a
but
fashionista. I said no, right?
then that's kind of like a wasted hint question, technically, right?
Not really.
I
Take
think-
one of those.
I
Take
think
one of those.
I don't think either. Like I don't. And whatever, right? And it's fine.
I just said likes
It is what it
to.
is. It's fine. And
I think
if-
I think
don't know,
one.
because
if
you
it
see
was-
the spectrums here, right? Like I was specific to throw you off. Derek was vague to throw you off,
Mhm.
right? And like Sean, you were somewhere in between, and Kyle was pretty specific too. That's why I thought he set up Skyrim, right?
Mhm. I honestly, I think what I should have asked, one, two, that might have also led you to the whole Oblivion, Skyrim, Dragon Age one would have been choice. There's a lot of choice based stuff. Might have led you there too.
I think they were all good.
They were all good. I had no problem with them. I was just saying that if it was Elder Scrolls, though, Kyle would have never won Skyrim. He hates that game. Oblivion's
I
far
don't-
superior.
Okay,
That's
all right.
precisely
Let's not.
why he would go
That
Skyrim.
is no. That's not. I don't hate Skyrim. Let's clear this up. I do not hate Skyrim. If we're gonna end that way, that's not how I want to end.
All right, that's enough
I
for
do not
today's episode. You can catch me.
Yeah, really.
I don't. I do not
I
hate
actually wanna know the
Skyrim.
scores.
Issue. Going forward, I'm going to make a little addendum to the rules, just to also avoid what I did. So maybe we're all a bit more thorough in that sense. Is there has to be a minimum of
like 5 points.
say 5 hints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause we
Okay.
had some give 3, we had some give 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
no,
had
that's
4.
fair.
I had 4. I forgot one. So
Right. I
that's.
think I
I'm
gave
just
4
trying to-
or 3.
I'm just trying to look at it and
4.
say I
I
think
think
we.
you gave 3, Sean.
And I think I had
Customizable.
like
I
We
said
do a
And I know,
minimum of
like-
5.
customizable.
Yeah, and I-
customizable.
Okay,
yeah, and I think
of the game, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 vague theme of 3s going.
Yeah,
Just
I'm cool.
Yeah.
with
3
that.
hints is not enough.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 5 for going forward. It's 5 vague hints that must be provided in order to, yeah, because them's the rules now. I say so.
Okay.
All right, so that was match 2 of Guess the Game. The standings may surprise you, as a few other hidden factors have come to light. Derek is in the lead with 50 points because he used his leech points feature. Stole all your points. No, that's not true. I'm just salty
Is it
because
a
I'm
feature
losing
or
at my
a
own
bug?
game. It's a feature. So in
It's like a
first
banker's
place,
perk.
match 2, 1 match to go. Still could be anyone's game, but not really at this point.
No.
Is Sean with 27 points,
Oh my god, that's
ooh.
tied for second place.
Oh shit!
Alex, Kyle, and Derek with 15 points.
Oh my god.
It's a 3-way tie.
It's a 3-way tie.
God.
What?
Yes,
That's
I
kind of
said that.
insane.
It's a
Actually.
3-way
God.
tie. Remember, there's still match 3. We will do match 3 on episode 12. Yeah.
So yeah, if
Still
you
possible
go-
to pull ahead. Yeah.
yeah.
Very unlikely, but possible.
Highly
not-
unlikely, but possible. So there's still match 3 of series 1. Episode 12. All right. So I will send you all a reminder next week. Or I'll remind you again on the next podcast and so on and so forth. Yeah. Good shit, everyone. Good game. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Good game.
I have-
Good game. Good game.
I'm gonna let Alicia has to do some tending to the small child, so I will be off right now. Thank you guys.
No deets.
No D.
What's that?
Know who you are. Know who you are. You want to sign off?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll stay.
All right. So Sean, take us away.
I'm Sean, TSG Big Time. You can catch me at twitch.tv/TSG_Big Time or on Twitter at Big Time TSG. I stream fairly often, but not much this week. It's been a rough week for me. It's been a rough couple weeks for me, actually. But I did stream some painting of a Halloween decoration this week.
We love you, Sean, and Alicia loved that stream, by the way.
I will be doing some more. I actually did some. Hilarious. Go ahead, Kyle.
All right. Well, I am LU Radio DJ. You could find me at twitch.tv/LU Radio DJ, LU Radio DJ _42 on Twitter, YouTube LU Radio DJ. And I haven't done too much streaming lately. Mainly just I did a couple this week for some Blood Bowl and stuff, but I think I'm very excited that I'm going to be kicking it up soon in the next couple of weeks for reasons. I don't want to say what they are again because Derek is tired of hearing it. So
I will throw something at you. I will drive to wherever you are, and I will throw a brick at you.
I
didn't say it.
Building a PC.
I didn't say it. Didn't say
No,
it.
it's his goddamn 5 internet finally being installed.
Oh.
I didn't.
Now you
say
made me say it.
Is the PC built yet, though?
You made me say it.
That's when you know I'm going to have a bump in stream at points throughout, like maybe on Saturday I'm going to stream a bunch, and I'm going to stream a bit here and there in the week. I'm going to have Madden for those interested, Madden franchise, committed style stuff. Make sure everything runs smoothly and realistically. I'm a nerd for that. And also, I'll be doing more Wasteland 3, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Got to get back to State of Decay as well.
I was going to say, how's your State of Decay going?
Catch me on Twitch, Axel Haxon. Love you.
And I am Derek, TSG_Elusiveman. You can catch me on Twitch at TSG_Elusiveman, Twitter at TSG_Elusiveman, YouTube, TSG Elusiveman.
Underscore. I'm just kidding.
No underscore.
No, I know.
Wait, no underscore.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you do that.
That's it for us. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over, Scal, Alicia. Aww. This relationship where she could say anything.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy it well.
All right, boys. Love you.
Love you.
All right.
Have a good one, everyone.
Later, everybody.
Peace out, bud buds.